my name is Tanner Brooks, your sadistic and bloodthirsty DM, and this is another episode of Give and Take. I'm here with the operators.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm Seth.
I'm Seth. Okay, cool. Who wants to give us a quick run over of what happened last time?
Yeah, so I'll do it, I guess, because I talk a lot. I guess we had some infighting, and then we ended up chilling in the suburbia of Barcombe to survive because our hospital got firebombed. And I think Kurt and Seth and I are definitely out for a little bit of blood. Yeah.
Also, we met some new people. We met another who wasn't all that friendly to us after we pointed a bunch of guns at them. But we sent Viola over there and she smoothed things over, so we're kind of staying at their place right now after our base was destroyed. And we talked with what's the group called?
The Pact.
The Pact. But they're not too happy about us because we were fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah. I think we've gotten over that, but hopefully we'll figure that out and get over this.
I think they like Seth. I think they were chill with Seth.
Yeah, they're cool with Seth. So, yeah. So, I think the activities of this week is mostly to get our act together and focus on our efforts to survive as a team and be a team again. So.
Cool. So you guys got back that night, led by the irrepressible Viola, who's really happy to see you guys suffer.
Of course.
Lindsay and her little group, which includes Lindsay, Desiree, Nellie, and later on that night, a man named Lennon who shows back up. Lennon, not like Russian Lennon, more like John Lennon. That's how it's spelled. He shows back up and he hears about the goings on of the day, and like everybody else in this little group, he is very unhappy with you three in Denver. Not okay in general with the actions that were taken that day. You guys have a little bit of a trust issue that you have to overcome. They kicked the three of you in Denver into a nearby house. They helped you clear it. They helped you clear it so you didn't have like a zombie waiting underneath of a bed. But generally, they didn't want you staying in the same house. And that's kind of how things have been going the last few days. They're kind of treating you like you're an outpost of them. They generally don't trust you, but they see your usefulness and don't want to get rid of you. Also, Viola has been trying to talk you guys up as much as she can. She doesn't have a lot of material to go with. That's
fine, because we kind of are busy at this point.
So, well, I'm going to tell you what you're doing for these 3 days. We have to go over that really quick. So she's trying to get you guys back in their good graces. You essentially have to overcome Lennon, who is the not the moral core, but the he's your gateway guy. I don't know how to describe this. I don't know what the word for it is, but like he's the guy that you have to get in his good books in order to keep this group around with you. They are going to, like, you spend 3 days scavenging, trying to find things. Denver and Taylor go out as a group, trying to find stuff. Do any of the three of you want to go with them?
Denver is back in health.
Yeah, Denver's doing pretty good.
Okay, I just want to say before we go on this, each of these days, I want to maybe play off you of testing a part of my ability.
Okay.
For the one time that I can do it.
Okay, what are you going to do?
So, the first day, I want to test out how long I can stay in it. So, like, I'm going to go in and see and just kind of, like, hang out. So, I'm not going on this rating thing. I'm just kind of hanging back, testing to see if I can be in there for an hour, if it starts hurting or anything like that.
So, after about 10, 20 minutes, you start feeling pain. And it starts hurting you.
Okay. And then I pop back out, and that's what I do for the first day. What are some other things I should test on this?
Well, can you hear us when you're in the other world?
I can't interact with anything living.
But can you hear us?
No, he can't.
There's no sound?
No.
Okay. How about liquid?
Huh?
Can you feel liquid? Nothing? Anything like that?
Can you pick something up in the other world and like hold it in the air and then let go of it and see what happens?
It'll reappear.
He cannot.
No.
So he can't.
Once I go in, I can't interact with things that are there, but I can bring stuff in with me.
Yeah.
And toss
He
it.
can bring stuff with him, but everything is fairly static. He can choose to move through it. He can choose to like climb it, but it's as if he doesn't have any mass. Like he barely exists in this world.
What happens if he goes through a light?
Through a light?
Yes.
Like a living.
Because that's kind of an important one. Because, if it hurts us.
Yeah, and actually, when you try and you try this at some point, I'm gonna say you're just experimenting. Lucille is working on some blood work. She's created a little clean area, and she's kind of working on stuff. And it's just the two of you home. You're on watch, and so you decide to try and walk through her in the other. You can't. It's like hitting a brick wall.
Oh, okay.
You try and walk through this light, and you feel like, for the first time, something solid in this world. Something that's not, you can't just change and walk through.
Gotcha.
Do you relay this to her and, like, the rest of us?
To the people I trust, yes.
So that includes us, then?
Just you two, pretty
Okay.
much, and maybe her.
Yeah, cool.
So my question is it because she has the mental fortitude to understand it? Like, is it just because she's human? Is it because she understands your powers? Is it because she's not a zombie? That kind of stuff. That's
I would
the
imagine it's
curiosity.
because she's another life force.
On this note of things that you're trying to figure out, I'm going to give you a little bit more information because I was thinking about it and listening to your guys' last episode and realized that I didn't give you a lot of science-y background when you might have needed it to figure out other things. Lucille, over these few days, is talking to you guys, and she doesn't have all of her equipment, she can't do all the blood work anymore, but she's been thinking about it, and she tells you that she feels like it's a DNA thing because she looked at Captain Carter's blood, she looked at Seth's blood, she looked at the Zibwitz's blood, and she looked at the Walker's blood, and all four of them, she found traces of the disease in all four of them. Same disease.
So we're infected, technically.
And she even checked her own blood, and she has traces of the disease too. Everybody's infected, but it obviously affects people differently.
So it's almost like it's not triggered yet in the humans that aren't others.
You could go along those lines, yeah. I'll give you that. I'll tell you that's a breadcrumb trail you could follow.
That's disconcerting.
Now we're gonna get into the scavenging. Kurt. I could only think of your last name for some reason. I was like, your name's not Laramie. Okay, Kurt.
Get into chain smoking again, huh, Deanna?
Yeah, that's what's going on. Kurt has decided that he's going to go out with Denver and Taylor and do all this scavenging, partially because he wants to find out the people who did this to the hospital. All 3 days, you find absolutely nothing.
That's disappointing.
No food. No clues. You don't run into any of the trucks or anything like that. And you have Taylor with you to help you recognize them. But you really don't run into anything at all except for a large group of zombies. And the three of you manage to clear that out without having too much trouble.
It's almost like the survivors are dead.
And so, all in all, you spend 3 days kind of like leading two different lives. You're looking for these people and you're looking for food, and neither of them really work out. The other group that goes out constantly for food is Lindsay and Viola, who've become really fast friends, and Lennon. Lennon, he treats you
You
guys...
didn't ask what I've been doing.
Well, that's what I'm about to get to.
Okay.
Lennon, he gives you guys the cold shoulder about 90% of the time. Occasionally, when everybody's like sitting around eating dinner and people are joking, he might look at you and smile, but it's one of those like, okay, I have to accept that you're a human being in my realm of existence smiles, and not like, I genuinely like you guys smiles. So these three go out a lot, and we're going to have a couple of interesting story events. I think Captain Carter is the one who would be the most suspicious and wanting to follow Lennon around.
Of course I will.
So you're on guard one night when you hear some voices from the backyard next door. You've cracked the window open so you can hear. I need you to roll an investigation check to see if you can actually understand them.
Okay. I'm not using that dice.
All right, fine. Use your
I
own
use
dice.
my own blue dice.
Get out of here. My dice are amazing.
21.
21? All right, cool. So you're going to hear the majority of this conversation. Just had to grab my
That's
dice.
why I use my dice.
Because now we have 3 sets of dice around the table. You hear the majority of this conversation, and you realize that it's Nellie and Lennon, and they've kind of slipped out the back. And they're talking really low, but you managed to hear a good portion of it. Do you mind putting that on the
I
side?
will, yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, Lennon mentions to her, hey, I made some new friends today. And Nellie kind of chuckles and says, oh, where'd you find these? Where'd you find these ones? And he says, well, bumped into him down at the tavern. And Nellie gets agitated. You can hear it. Is it Nellie? Am I saying the right character? Yeah.
Nellie's the other leader.
Yeah, it's totally Nellie. Nellie gets a little agitated, and she's like, no, I told you not to go down there anymore. Like, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And he says, no. It's fine. Like, everything's... it's all good down there. Like, I don't know why you don't like it. But I need to go... I'm telling you this because I need to go and visit them tomorrow. We might have some cool opportunities coming up. And the rest of the conversation just kind of fades out into general blah, 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 blah. The next morning, so this is day 1, we're splitting up groups to go scavenging. Kurt, Denver, and Taylor are like, we're going north, and they just like start walking. They're gone. Lindsay, Viola, and Lennon kind of get together, and they want to go scavenging. Do either of the two of you want to go with them?
So before Kurt takes off, I let him know, because I remember the conversation we had in the abandoned lot after the pack left us, and I said, hey guys, like, this is what I overheard. Like, I'm just looping you in. Don't tell anyone. I'm concerned. We've never heard of this before. I think we need to talk to Viola. And maybe even Denver, because we trust them. Seth, we may need you to do some sleuthing. It's good that you put points in stealth.
And that your investigation's so high.
Is
It's not
it?
so high.
It doesn't need to be.
It's
but
negative
your
too.
stealth is
It's
high.
negative,
It's
too.
negative, too.
Anyways,
Yeah.
keep going.
But we can both go together. Maybe do something. But we need to contact Viola before she takes off.
I actually have really good stealth and investigation. Just
So
saying.
you might be a good before you take
You're already gone.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
scavenge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you went
'cause you're-
scavenging.
You're on your warpath.
Okay, cool. So everybody, these 3 have gotten together. They're getting ready to leave.
Who's this?
Lennon, Lindsay, and Viola.
I think we should go with, because you're done practicing your stuff, and we need.
This
to
is
talk-
day 1. He's still...
This is night of day 1.
Actually, you just told me that
Yeah,
you
I'm
wanted to
staying
hang
day
out.
1, yeah.
So
I
he's
told him I was
staying
So
to
then
experiment
I'm going
with his
with
power.
them. I let them know, like, I need to talk to Viola ASAP. Where's Denver? Denver's chilling at
Denver's
Denver's.
gone with Kurt.
Okay, then I'm going to talk to Viola tonight if I can get her alone,
Okay.
because she's the only one I can trust at this point.
Okay. So Lennon, Lindsay, and Viola and Captain Carter go out. Lennon...
Before that happens, so during the day, I'm kind of not avoiding Lennon, but I'm not really like trying to engage with Lennon because I know he doesn't trust me. He's, I'm kind of a gauge of character. That's kind
Okay.
of like my whole character's point of view. Instead, I'm trying to interact with Desiree.
you haven't... You're jumping too many details. Desiree hasn't happened yet.
Desiree's the other girl. Yes, she has.
Desiree... Oh, I got it mixed up with... Okay, never mind. Keep going. I got it mixed up with
So I saw
Deborah.
the state of their weapons, and so instead of trying to interact with the leaders of the brood of the house, I'm just working on I'm trying to interact with them like, hey, like I saw your weapons during that one night or during that day where we met. Do you mind if I just try to fix them up and clean them up and that kind of stuff?
So this is how you're spending day 1?
During the day before we go out to scavenge.
So you guys leave like in the morning to go scavenge is all I'm saying. Like
are those
6,
weapons,
7 in the
Are those
morning.
weapons going with?
No. Desiree's not going anywhere.
Okay, Nellie's in there.
Nellie isn't going anywhere. She's staying to guard.
Then I'll do that later. I'm just
Okay.
letting them know, like, hey, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're
I'll
gonna-
fix that up when we get back.
Yeah, okay. Roll a charisma check.
Oh, that's my specialty.
I know it is.
Does that need to be on the board?
Yeah, on the table only.
Okay, it was a 16, but that's a 12.
Okay. Generally, she's like she accepts your help, but like not grudgingly, but warily. Like she's not, you know,
I'm in
she's not
military.
sold. Yeah.
Do you see my weapon? I built it.
So you, Lennon, Lindsay, and
This weapon.
Viola start heading out for the day, and you get maybe 100 yards from the house. You're heading south towards the wall. When Lennon turns to Lindsay and says, "Hey, I'll meet back up with you guys at the house. I'm just gonna go do some scavenging." And turns and he starts walking away.
Okay, I don't say anything.
Okay. So he slips away. Gone. It's now you, Lindsay, and Viola. I'm gonna have you roll another charisma check. What are your proficiencies? Charm and deception.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll another check to see how you do
Should I
with these two. Just talking to them
Charm
and working with
or-
them.
should I do charm? Because I'm just talking to him.
Yeah, you're just trying to like make your relationship
Charm.
with Lindsay better. Yeah.
17.
So you make them laugh. Like you generally get along a little bit better with Lindsay and Viola. That day, you guys have a really good day. You find 17 food, but nothing else happens.
Do I find a chance to speak to Viola alone?
No,
Okay.
not during scavenging. You could find some time that night though. You could try and pull her aside.
I tried to do that.
Okay. What are you gonna tell her?
I just say Viola, like I overheard Lennon and Nellie talking about some place called the Tavern. Have you heard of it?
Viola is gonna shake her head. She hasn't ever heard of the tavern, but she's kind of curious now. And you see the little curious glint in her eye, and she tells you that she might ask about it.
Here's the thing, Nellie was scared. I heard it in her voice. So be careful when you talk about it.
Nellie didn't so much as sound scared as she
felt
did.
concerned.
Yeah,
She
she
sounded
was.
concerned.
She was more angry.
Yes.
So I just wanted to like set that so that we didn't
Yeah.
get the wrong story details. But yeah, she's less angry. She's more concerned. Yes, she's more angry. Not so much scared. More concerned. Generally, like somebody going like think 1950s. The kid going to play at the pool hall instead of like mom's or dad's not necessarily like
it was,
oh my gosh,
it was
you're
almost
getting
like
shot.
a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
There's big players there that he doesn't belong there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, something along those lines. So that's day one. You meet Lennon back up. You meet back up with Lennon on the way home. He just kind of walks out of a house he walks out between two houses as you're coming up to the house, and he walks in with you. Everything's fine. The next day, you have a really good moment where, man, it's probably a really good thing that we sent you to do this because it's going to be pretty much charisma checks. Day two, you guys are going out looking for food. I'm going to have you roll a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, good thing I have perception
I know.
bonuses.
Go ahead, roll it. See what you get.
7. Dang it!
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you don't notice them. Lennon has again slipped off. This time he and Lindsay have left.
Okay.
So it's just you and Viola.
Okay.
You and Viola... Oh, no, that's wrong. Yeah, no, sorry, that's right. You and Viola, your roll was a 7?
It was a 4, but plus 3.
Plus 3. With your charisma added to that, too?
It's wisdom. It's perception.
Oh, right, it's perception. Right. You have a 0 in wisdom? I forget what all your guys' stats are. Okay, yeah, my bad. I'll delete all that. You go, Lindsay and Lennon slip off, and you and Viola are just going
What
around.
did she roll out?
It wasn't so much. That didn't matter so much. The two of you go through a bunch of houses, and you generally don't find anything. However, about partway through the day, you get a call from Lennon and Lindsay telling you that they need to meet up quick. And they give you...
So before we meet up, I say Viola, I don't know if I quite trust the Lennon guy. Do you kind of get the same feeling?
Viola kind of smiles and says, Lennon's a great guy. He just doesn't trust you guys.
But why do you think that is?
Because he is not a big fan of... he just doesn't like the government. In any way, shape, or form. You know, they kind of... She says, and he's kind of got a point. The government kind of, like, put up a wall and sealed everybody in.
It's true.
And he got stuck there. And so he, he's not happy with you guys. He doesn't like you. Not so much because of who you are, but just, government
because we're
and stuff.
affiliated. And
Yeah.
You know that wasn't us, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it wasn't you personally, but I mean,
No, like the people that sent us, we were sent to figure out why the wall was put up. Oh, okay.
Are you gonna lie to her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can roll a deception check. That's definitely not why you were sent.
17.
She gets confused. She's like, you never actually fully told her what your mission is.
Yeah.
So, but she's heard like little snippets of you guys talking, and it like, she's just generally confused, and she's like, why the wall was put up? The wall was put up as a quarantine. Was there some other reason why?
Yes,
it
it was
up?
like the wall was put up for quarantine, but the government didn't issue it. That's why we were sent here. We were sent here to figure this out.
This is a lie that's gonna screw with her brain.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well,
That's why this is crazy to us, Viola. That's why we're here.
okay, cool.
I didn't tell you this, so.
I don't.
Yeah, well, our characters have no clue.
Yeah, you have no clue. You have no clue until Viola is going to bring it up at dinner tonight or something like that. But yeah, so that's the lie you tell her. She generally, on a 17, she's like a little bit confused, but she's like, okay, these guys are government dudes, like, they probably know. So she falls for it a little bit. She's suspicious, though. Is there anything else you want to tell her?
All I'm saying is, like, this is bigger than you think. Like, that's why we need to watch Lennon. We need to be careful with him. Like, all I'm saying is just, like, we need to have more eyes on him than like, yeah, you may like him as a person, but we need to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
And as a side note, as soon as I see Taylor, I'm going to tell him that I told Viola this.
Taylor, are you going to tell these two that, too?
I know.
Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting. All right. So, so you tell Viola all this. You've still got this outstanding call, Lennon and Lindsay asking for help. You want to go help them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
up.
like on our way to them.
Yeah. You show up, and they're standing there with 4 other people. Joy Hoffman, Maxine Murphy, Deborah Page, and Claude Warner. They tell you, and you get the same story from all 6 of them, there was another group of government agents that passed through. They bumped into some other special forces types. And Joy, Maxine, Deborah, and Claude had all been with these 4, kind of like the same situation that Lucille, Denver, and Viola had been in. They found these agents and had been following them because there was some element of safety there. However, these agents had like a mission that they needed to accomplish. A very, very incredibly specific one that was very dangerous. And so the first chance they had to offload these 4 people onto another group, they took it. And as soon as they heard that you guys were working with Lindsay and Lennon, they were like, yeah, sure, you 4 go with them. You'll be fine. And then this agent then looks at Lennon and says, he's going to give him like the specialized or the special meeting place that you can go to meet with them, because he wants to know what's been going on with you guys.
And that's the construction site, I'm assuming?
It's going to be a different site.
Okay.
You know what? Sure. I mean, like, I like this kind of pattern. Let's do it. The construction site. Let's go back there.
It's a localized place.
Yeah,
it has
everybody.
a lot of site places, so no one can sneak up on anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, Lennon's gonna tell him, actually, like, there's this better place, this little construction site. It's like kind of a no man's land. A lot of people go and meet there. It's kind of like, the established place that if you got to meet somebody you don't want them knowing where you're from, you go there.
And
this agent's
I
like,
look
okay.
straight at the eyes and I say, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So you're not in this conversation.
Oh, no.
No, this is Lennon. This is Lennon with the other agents.
Got it.
And now he's relaying this whole conversation to you and telling you, like, this is what they said, this is what they want. He tells you that they're on an assassination mission.
The government agents.
The government agents are on an assassination mission, and so that's why they were headed out so quickly. So you now have 4 other survivors that Lennon has gotten to know a little bit. I'm going to have you roll a quick charisma check.
Just charisma? Or...
Charm. Or deception.
I introduce myself, I say who I am and who I represent, that, I'm also a government agent, the operators, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I am trying to charm them. 14.
Okay, cool. It doesn't quite go as well as you'd like.
Still better than a 4.
Yeah. Nice.
It's just rolling this dice. These dice over here.
So, and Lennon's going to do the same thing, going to kind of talk to him too. These people generally feel pretty good about it, and they go with you. Day 3 passes by without any real... You don't really find anything.
That's when I fix the weapons, and they came out too.
Yeah. The other group, Deborah, Maxine, and Claude, now that you have these extra 3, they go out on day 3, and they're like, yeah, let's go do some scavenging for our newfound friends. They get along really well with everybody in the camp. In fact, I think they even knew a few of them from before. They did. So they get along pretty easily. Everything's great. Back home. In the other house that you guys aren't
staying. Before the infection?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she was a construction worker, so she probably knows the site and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody who'd be, yeah. Well, she was managing a construction site.
Okay.
They go out...
So day 3, this when I talked to Taylor, and I asked for his opinion. It's like, hey, should I loop the other guys into what I told Viola and get his opinion? Because I trust him, because, he was basically second in command of the team.
Taylor's going to say, well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to tell a lie like that, we should probably all know in case that comes up, because I don't know, and he's just going to be kind of like flabbergasted. He's like, why? Cool. Yeah, no, you should definitely tell the others so that we can
We're
all
talking, it just kind of came out.
lie on the same page.
It just kind of came out. I don't know what happened.
Cool. Yeah, that's his advice.
Guys.
Are you going to tell them?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you know that Captain Carter lied.
It just came out. I was just spitballing, and she seemed to believe me, and I needed to kind of.
So you want us to back you up on this?
Well, I needed to put fear on Lennon.
You guys can choose. You can choose to back up the lie or to. But either way,
I'm just here to kill some zombies.
Deborah, Maxine, and Claude.
If they ask me, I'm just gonna say I'm not a good liar. I'm just not.
So you don't have to lie. Just you were sent to protect the team. Like, you don't have to lie. That's
okay,
it.
Yeah, it's
you were sent to
classified
protect
and
the
I
team.
don't know. I'll
Okay,
say
cool.
that.
Good. That's.
I apologize for that.
That's a good
it just
fail
slipped out.
The third group on day 3, Deborah, Maxine, and Claude goes out. They find 14 food.
Cool.
And they come home feeling pretty good about themselves. They cleared out a small little group of zombies in a house without really getting hurt, and they're high on life. They found some good food and everything like that, so things are good. Now, how we're gonna get to the day where all of your actions happen. When do you guys want to start? Do you want to start at night? Do you want to go out in the afternoon? Do you want to start in the morning? Morning.
Or are we done with the revenge thing, or are we still?
Yeah, 3 days. I mean, if I see any sign of them, I will immediately want to go after them. But I'm not going to.
You've cooled off a little.
I've cooled off. I'm not just going to be hunting them the whole time.
Because Taylor is kind of a tracker kind of person. Like that is kind of his job, to hunt people.
He's comms.
Yeah, but he's still pretty good at that kind of thing. Would you say, or at least one of the people that went?
I don't know if I'd pin him for that. His intelligence is 0.
Oh.
Sorry, Taylor.
It's like real life.
It's not you. I just needed stats. Yeah, no, I wouldn't pin him for a hunter.
Okay.
He's your comms guy. So, but yeah. So wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So how is the general, feel of our NPCs toward us? They're pretty happy towards each other.
Yeah, I guess I should go over that really quick.
Are they generally feeling nicer and friendlier to us as individuals?
So you can sit in and eat dinner with them without too much of a problem. However, you get the sense that Lennon was kind of Lennon and Nellie were the core of this first little group. And this second group has taken to them really quickly. And Lennon and Nellie are not feeling good about you guys in general.
Okay.
It is now just the three of you in this house. After about the second night, Denver started staying over at the other house, and Lucille went with him. Huh?
You didn't tell us that.
No, I'm telling you that right now. Well, would it have affected any of your decisions?
Yes, it would have.
Well, how would it have affected?
We would have gone and talked to the leaders of the other group.
Oh, like you still have an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I would have tried to charm the other group leaders.
Oh, you can still do that.
And I would go charm Nellie and be like, hey, like, I've never formally introduced myself. Because I didn't really piss her off when we, stormed her house.
I mean, not you.
I stayed in the yard with my hands up the whole
So,
time.
like, here's the feelings towards you, because you weren't the one that was in there storming the house, but you're all wearing the same badge.
I want to go actually apologize to that.
So you and
I
we
did.
When you were leaving their house after
Yeah, I'm not
this-
going to apologize twice.
can.
I want to, though.
I have -2 charisma. I'm not going to apologize twice.
But that might be a good thing, though.
So in general, these charisma rolls that you have been doing have been like rolls to improve your relationship with these people. So like it's been getting better. They like have you over for dinner. They don't make you eat dinner in your house like they did the very first night you were there. But like Lennon is decidedly against you guys.
Any chance I get, I want to try and talk to Lindsay and Deborah, right? Is the other.
Yeah, I believe so.
And especially Deborah, and just talk to her, let her know I'm an other as well, and kind of ask her about her powers and stuff.
Hey,
16 plus
that's a double
whatever.
number.
What am I?
That's charisma.
My charisma is 0, so 16. I'm not negative.
Cool. So on a 16, you do find you by like talking to both of them and like bringing this up, you do form like kind of like a little club. However, you're not fully into this club. Like it's the two of them that are like kind of excited that they have powers and they can talk about these things. And then there's like, oh yeah, and Seth has powers too, and they're pretty cool too, and they invite you into things and they talk to you, but like it's their friendship with
Right.
you on the side.
So
I'm the guy friend.
I take his lead, and I try to get a group of the leadership together, Denver, Lennon, and Nellie, and see if we can just have like a little meeting of since like there's so many of us, we're going to be attracting attention, and this is just kind of like a survivalistic thing. There's 14 of us here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
15 of you. Yeah.
There's 15 of us.
Yeah.
We're going to be attracting attention at this point. And like just out of necessity, we should meet as a group of leaders and just be like, where's Lucille at this point? Is she in the house too?
Yeah. If you want to pull her in as well.
No, just why not? Because, when does the call for the nurse...
It's going to happen in the morning. So I'm just assuming this is happening the night of the
and
third
so
day.
I'm just being like, hey, like, we need to talk. Is basically like, we're going to start calling attention to ourselves. Like, we've got our own little, like, town here. It's obvious that you guys are kind of against us. Not against us, but, like, just kind of negative feelings. Like, we're kind of the oddballs here. We should have, like, a little powwow and just kind of, like, figure out what we can do to be an organized group, basically.
Okay.
And see what we can do to help. Just a leadership meeting.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'm running personalities right now and trying to think how they'd react. Because
Denver, I think, would be okay with it.
oh yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean
about
like
the other two.
Denver doesn't really count himself as like in any kind of a leadership position.
Or whoever from our old group of NPCs would be willing to join up. Preferably not Viola. So even if it's Lucille.
It'd probably be Lucille.
Yeah.
Lucille will jump in on that. More so because when she came in, she established herself as the nurse. She's been helping take care of some of the different people. So like Nellie and Lennon have been getting along with her and spending some time with her because she's important that way. So I would say take in Lucille.
Lucille, Lennon, and Nellie, who who are obviously the leadership.
Mm-hmm. And I would even throw Joy in there too.
Oh yeah, from the other band.
Did I find out what Deborah's powers were?
Not yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess if you're exchanging them and talking
So
about them.
I would know, and I would probably keep it secret to myself.
Okay.
That's fine. It's not our place to pry, so.
You can text it to me.
Yeah, I'll text it to you. Okay, so Lucille is going to do pretty well in this conversation.
Should I just roll a charisma or a charm check?
Just roll a general charisma check. It wouldn't be a charm check.
Oh, that did not land on a side. 17.
17. Okay, so everybody's about in the same neighborhood. So you set up this little meeting. You start talking to everybody. I'm gonna say it's an informal thing. Like everybody's getting ready to go to bed, or getting ready to go guard duty. Like they're just kind of scattered around doing whatever they do before they go to bed. And then you take Lucille and you pull Joy and Lennon and Nellie aside, and you say, "Hey, we need to do some talking." Joy. Her general feelings going into this are like she's been taken in by strangers. When the other agents picked them up, like their house had just been like covered in zombies. They lost some really good friends. It was not a good situation. Now she's in this position where people have taken her in, so she kind of like stays at the back of this conversation. Doesn't really throw in much unless her opinion's asked. Nellie, Nellie's opinion and her voice in this is a little overshadowed because when you start bringing this out, Lennon, who is usually a little bit more quiet, a little bit more cold, a little bit more, and not just to you guys, but in general, he's just very, like, not a very talkative human being. That's when you start getting a little bit more of his feelings out of it. And he's not going to tell you to stick it where the sun doesn't shine, but he's going to say, like, hey, we feel like you guys are useful, but just in general, maybe it's a good time for you guys to go and meet up with those other agents and see what comes of that. They might need your help. We have this covered. And Nellie at that point is going to be like, Lennon, we can work this out. Everybody can be okay. And Lennon at that point is going to sit back pretty stone-faced in his chair. He's going to look at you, not Lucille. He's like not even talking to Lucille at this point. He's going to say, it's nothing against who you are as a human being. Really isn't. But yeah, no, I have no desire for there to be government agents anywhere within this place. Especially, and again, no offense, I realize that there isn't a handbook on this. This is a very new situation to everybody, but it seemed like that first little meeting did not go very well. I don't have a lot of reasons to trust you. And then there's the wall. So I, frankly, stay as long as you want, but this is our little town. And he's planting his flag at this point.
So he's kind of just like said his piece and he's done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I sit back and just kind of mull that over a little bit. And like I'm staring at him the whole time, not backing down or anything. And I kind of just, I look at him and just kind of just ask him, it's like, what do you need us to do? Like, I'm asking you specifically. It's like, I don't know who these government agents are. You don't know if I'm a government agent. Like, I can tell you...
Keep going.
I'm fine. Like, I can tell you all day that I'm, the operators and that I'm a government agent or whatever. Like, you can see my badge and my armor and my gear. Like, I'm not even carrying my government-issued weapon anymore. Like, I gotta take this off of someone. How do you know? You don't. All I have is my word. How do I prove to you that I'm worth what you just said? And I kind of just keep talking like this. Like, how do I prove to you that I can help you? And basically, I'm just kind of pouring out. My Captain Carter at this point is kind of at his end at this point. He's seen comrades die. He's seen people that have came out of the woodwork to help him survive Barcombe, because he was airdropped right in the middle of town at this point. He survivors dying left and right, zombies that shouldn't exist, literal dead people trying to eat him, his captain dying, one of his good friends. He's basically on the border of tears at this point, but he's keeping together because like he has to, and he's just kind of pouring it all out. And he's just like, what do I need to do to convince you that I'm here to understand and figure out how I can save this place? And that's kind of what he's just saying in this little...
He's going to...
Because it's obvious.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it there.
We're just getting really deep into his character, and I have to... Like, the person that I molded him off of, I have to, like, try and understand how they'd react in this situation. There's a lot of little emotions there. He's gonna be... like, some of the edge is gonna be taken off of him after hearing you say that. However... Like, he's... Oh, I don't know. You said so many things in there that would... He's gonna say, well, first things first, you can be honest.
Didn't even need a roll.
First things first, you can be honest. Were you sent in by the government of the USA to figure out what was going on in Barcombe?
Yes.
So, okay. I just, like, I'm not going to tell you to get out, mostly because...
Do you want to know why I was sent in, though? Do you really want to know?
I assumed to figure out what was going on here, because we've run into a few government agents.
That's not the reason. That's not the true reason.
Are you gonna give him your lie?
No. I'm gonna give him the real reason.
Okay.
The real reason is to find a cure. Yes, there is a reason to figure out, what's going on, why this happened, who started all this, that kind of stuff. The bull that you've probably heard from other government agents. I don't know how many you've met, that kind of stuff. I don't care, really. That's fine. I'm here to save people. You do your way, I do my way. Like I have the government backing me. Obviously,
and he's gonna jump into that point and say, "Well, then I think it should be a like you do your way and I do my way thing at that point because I respect that and I think you
and I'm gonna cut him off at this point and I'm gonna say, but we're here together, and we have the resources to do it together right now. Can I do a charm check on that?
Go ahead, give it a whirl.
Like, not even just to him, but to the other people listening.
To the other people, too. Yeah, okay, give it a whirl.
This is it.
You've been failing us tonight.
This is it.
You better pick it up right now.
It's done. Lennon says, we don't actually have the resources for your... This is gonna backfire bad. I'm sorry, that was a really bad time to roll one. We don't actually have the resources to support your crusade to find a cure. I don't know if you've noticed, but a cure is kind of something that's it's a daydream right now. We live in a nightmare. People die every day. We don't have the resources, we don't have the time to go hunting around for a cure, but you know what? There are 3 other agents who might be able to help you guys out with that cure. And he's going to stand up at that point and he's going to say, go see him.
They're going to kill somebody.
We're going to handle... No, they already went and killed somebody. And he's going to say, when we met him, they were already on their mission.
That's not what we do.
That's fine. And he's like, at this point, he's just going to hold up his hands. I don't care. I don't want to kick you guys out. I'm not a jerk. You guys can stay as long as you want. However... we aren't going to help you find this cure. We need our food and we need our people to focus on surviving. So you go do what you need to do, but this is ours. And then he's going to I don't know, I pictured everybody, for some reason I had like a little swamp cabin, like Louisiana cabin going on in my head.
That's not what this
with
is.
Like rocking chairs on a deck, totally not what it is. But like, I'm going to say in the kitchen, you all pulled up stools to this island. Is that fair?
Yeah.
That's a cool little image to you? Because I'm kind of liking it so far. candles lighting the room too. I like this is good. I know I'm setting the stage for your 1, and I'm really sorry about that. It was a really bad time to roll a 1. It doesn't mean you don't ever have a chance of winning them back.
Well, it's just for him.
Well, and you can still win him over. It's just in this particular situation.
This particular moment.
Yeah.
Well, you did say the whole room, and then you
I
rolled the
did.
1.
It's just in this moment to go do this whatever crusade
Right.
thing.
Right.
And so he's going to stand up and he's going to walk out. And Nellie is going to, she's going to stand up and she's going to clap and she's going to say, well, that was exciting.
Wow. Where are my lucky rolls today?
You guys seem like good guys, and we could always use your help finding food. But I do agree with Lennon. We can't, if the government sent you in to do this, then the government should have resources to help you. And
I look at her, hang my head in shame, and say, I'm carrying a bow I made. And I walk out of the room.
As you walk out of the... Do you want me to tell you how the others felt?
Yeah.
Lucille... a 1. I'm sorry. Lucille is, like, as you've been talking to her, she's down for this idea of a cure, but she's had a really hard time figuring out how it's going to work. This is above and beyond her medical ability, so she's like, I don't know.
She's a nurse.
She's a nurse. So she's excited by the idea.
I'm a junkie.
Yeah, exactly.
In the military.
And she knows this about you.
I have track marks on my arm.
Exactly. So she watches you get up and say this, and she's like, oh no. And like just the thought of the two of you trying to find this cure is going to go badly in her head. Joy is going to key off of Nellie and Lennon. And, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I returned to the house. And where were you guys during this?
I guess it's a 4 of you in the house
something?
because
I don't
Taylor's here
know.
too.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were just getting ready for
I
bed.
was having a little powwow with Deborah and Lindsay, and then came back to get ready for bed.
Cool.
So what's the plan, guys? Suicide government mission?
How did the meeting go?
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
No, seriously, how'd it go?
It did not go well.
Really?
We're not getting kicked out, but it might be time to...
So is it worse than it already
I'm
was?
sorry.
Well, it's not bad, but we're not getting kicked out, like I said. We're welcome to stay, but...
Well, hey, we stay then, for now. Let's go meet with those agents, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did I roll 1?
I was like...
I just...
Anything but a 1!
Not only this, but, like, everyone we already had got, like, poached. Everyone we already had with us was poached.
I say we go run a government mission and see if we survive.
And so
we can take the government agents with us.
I want you to know that this was a very, very complicated... I want you guys to understand.
Yes, I made it that way.
Oh no! I mean, like not just the the conversation you had with Lennon was like it was a mind trip where I was trying to be two different. I was trying to be a room full of people at once, including one very staunch person. But no, I want you to know that like this happened, but like I didn't sit there the other night and go, oh, how can I screw over the operators? I had to work with all 15 of these or all 12 of these personalities. I had to bounce ideas back and forth. I had to see how they would have felt these things. I rolled like crazy. It took a very, very long time to plan out this scene. So, and we're about to go to there. So you guys go to bed.
Just dejected and
just beat.
Well,
just
me
beat.
at least.
Before we go to bed, can I eat some food?
I want to eat food
We
too.
got plenty. I'm not. I have no
I'm
appetite.
I'm gonna
if
say-
we have any more rolls tonight.
I'm gonna
I'm
say between you guys, generally like the food that was found over the week, you can access as long as you're living there. If you want to leave, you might have to steal it.
We're not leaving. We're
Yeah.
just
I'm just
not in a good
like
mood.
this is a very complicated situation that I didn't plan the rules for because I didn't expect this to happen, and so I'm just telling you what the rules generally on because you guys found 17 plus 14 food, so 31 food. This
Well, we
last.
have plus the 12 from what we had.
Mm-hmm.
We had 12, which
Yeah.
would have handled our NPCs, and no, we had 14. So we would have handled our NPCs plus, yeah.
So that's generally how things are going to work from here on out. They're going to feed themselves. You guys have access to this food to use it. And, yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
I'm going to eat a food.
Eat a food.
I'm gonna eat 2 foods.
I get 1d4. I'm going to eat 1 for now, and hopefully I roll a 4. Come on.
Did you get my text?
I did.
Okay. Do you want to tell the others, or?
No, he's keeping it a secret.
No, I'm keeping it a secret.
That's a 200. You're good.
Yeah, this one's weird to me.
It's on the bottom. Here, I'm going to eat
Yeah.
It's...
Okay.
Oh, you're eating.
For me, kind of like the
It's
whole
4.
like respect among thieves kind of thing. Like
It's 4.
for others, I'm kind of keeping this
Yes.
like our own thing.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I might actually just cut out the rest of this food conversation and then just leave the respect among thieves bit because I like that. Okay, so
It actually is pretty funny that I rolled a 1 though.
Oh,
That's pretty great.
On the side note, I've been really excited. Not just in your guys' episodes, but in some of the other episodes. I've been really excited when things went wrong because it's been so much more entertaining and it's pushed people so much further.
That's the perfect time for a 1 to happen.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Because like no one died,
No one died.
and like that was like not that bad for a 1.
No, it wasn't. I mean, you did potentially just lose ownership over a group, and you are going to have to, if you need to go out and do something with people, you are going to have to convince them to come join you. Some of them more easily than others.
Or just prove ourselves.
Yeah, you could do that too. And so your actions, everything you do from this point on, is going to go back to this group, and like how you handle yourselves from here on out is going to how this group handles
that's
you.
12 people.
So in the morning,
Well,
Well,
11. 'cause Taylor.
I just want to say, because I've just been hanging out this whole time, right?
Mhm.
I've been trying to kind of, like, with the little, like, group, just kind of show that I'm, like, easygoing. I'm just hanging out, doing my own thing, have a little conversations, not, like, a gung-ho, like, leader kind of thing. I'm just like, I'm just here to go with the flow.
okay. Kurt, describe your general attitude towards the group.
I mean, I already know some of them, and like I'm chill with them, so I talk to them sometimes. I try to like I try to be chill, but I see that they're kind of like the ones that are standoffish towards me. I can see that, and I don't really like. I just kind of avoid them when that happens.
So it's not like you're trying to build more bridges; you're just maintaining ones that exist.
Yeah,
Whereas
like-
Josh is trying, or
Like
Seth is trying.
yeah,
to build
like I'd
more
like
bridges.
I won't like avoid like I'm not gonna just like oh like you're in a room I'm gonna leave, but like it's just if you seem really hostile towards me I'm just not gonna really talk to you.
So I picture like the two frat boys and Captain Carter, and like one of them's a little bit more quiet and standoffish, and the other one's just like
I've been
who wants to play
trying.
beer pong.
Yeah, like, I'm not like, actively, like, kind of, like, being like, hey, like, we're good people kind of thing. Like, I'll go and, like, hang out in their backyard or something, just, like, chilling, like, just kind of not in anyone's way, but not...
He's
like,
kind of been pulling what Denver's been doing.
Okay.
but-
just kind of just, like, hanging out, being like, so they see,
Rather
okay, this
than
guy's
Denver's
chill,
working,
doing whatever.
No one trusts
And-
us because we're government agents.
Well, the thing about Denver that you've been noticing over the last few days is Denver and Viola have become a thing. So it's a lot less like Denver's actually worth anything as a human being, and a lot more that he and Viola have this thing going on, so therefore he's accepted. Kind of like when you accept your friend's new girlfriend, even though you don't actually like her, but like, you know, new girlfriend, so you have to like let her come to the parties and stuff. Okay, so everybody
I
roll.
almost want to throw out a name there, but then I was like, no, like
It'll be on the
people listen to
recording.
this.
That'll be on the recording, yeah. Everybody roll a dice real quick. Perception check.
Perception.
Yeah. You get a 20?
Wait,
That's
perception
maybe
is wisdom?
maybe yell a little bit.
I don't
less.
care. That's a 20.
You're maxing out my
That's cool.
decimals.
You
Oh,
really
yeah,
saw
it
it.
doesn't matter.
You
So,
really saw it. I got a 5.
The two of you sleep soundly through this whole experience. However, Captain Carter,
I've been
hears-
awake all night.
Yeah, you've been micro sleeping all night long.
Well, that's normal life for me. So.
You're like essentially this next day is going to be the day of days for you, because this 20 is going to mean jack all otherwise. It was just like to see which one of you woke up to the knocking at the door. So nice 20. This is going to be a really good day for you.
Cool.
Just for kicks and
Great.
giggles, I'll give you a point of inspiration, mainly for the conversation last night, because that was good. But also as a pity for this 20.
all but the one.
Yeah, exactly. All but the one.
I laid
So
it
you
all on the
1 point
table.
of inspiration. You know what inspiration does, right?
Yeah, I can add it to my roll anytime I
Or
want.
you re-roll.
Reroll
It gives
it.
you advantage
Yeah, okay.
on one roll. So you wake up to this knocking sound at your front door.
Okay. I peek through the window just so they can't see me.
Okay.
And then I try to see who's there.
So it is. Bum, bum, bum. It's yeah, you know what? It's Viola.
I open the door and say, "What's going on?"
Hey, I think they need your help. Are you guys?
Who needs our help? And I'm like, I'm already ready for the day. I couldn't sleep, obviously.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
I
that
didn't
makes
tell her
sense.
that,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like, on that 20, you're, like, ready for what... I mean, if, like, Viola had pulled a gun on you, you
Like,
would have been,
I was
like...
I was about to leave. Like,
Yeah.
we were ready to leave.
Yeah. Viola's gonna say, Maxine caught somebody on the radio last night, somebody that she knows, but she's pretty bad beat up. And they're thinking that Lucille and Deborah can take care of her, but...
I'm also a medic.
Yeah. But
She's just
she doesn't say that.
She's jabbing. She's jabbing.
She's like, they're thinking they can they're thinking that they can take care of her, but she's pretty bad beat up, and they need somebody to meet up with people that are bringing her in, and just kind of give them a little bit of cover on the way to the house.
Are they in the room? Are you guys in the room?
You can wake them up; they're both
Yeah.
asleep.
I'm
Okay.
asleep.
I'm sleeping.
I wake them both up because I guess I was on watch or something, and I say, "Hey, get up, let's go. They need our help."
Cool.
All right.
I get up and I get ready.
And so we line up in the yard, the backyard, and say,
You just follow. Viola leads you out the front door to the other house. Oh, I guess you would be going out back doors because you would have knocked some fence out between the two houses, and that's how you.
"Well, we probably barricaded
traveling.
some stuff too."
Yeah, that too. Okay, so yeah, she leads you through the back door.
Sneakily barricaded stuff,
Sneakily barricaded stuff.
so
yeah,
that it's not obvious from the roads and stuff.
I wasn't gonna have anybody come down on your house, just yet. And she leads you over, and Lennon, still a little bit cold from the conversation
I'm
last
not
night.
letting it show on my face.
That's good. That's good. Lennon, that's actually really good because this is playing into Lennon's personality. Lennon is going to look at the three of you and says, "We got to call. Some people need some help. We told them to meet us at the usual place. Figured it might be an easy way for you to get some errands done."
Okay.
And you can tell he's referring to meeting with the other agents as well.
Mm-hmm.
He says, all they need, we've got them on the radio right now, all we need to do is give them an all clear that somebody's going to be down there, and then they'll start heading out.
I asked Maxine, it's like, do you mind if I ask, how do you know these people? Like, I just want to make sure that we're not walking into anything that we can't handle.
Yeah, Maxine is...
Like, what's the damage?
she's
like,
visibly worried, and she says, Natalie is an old friend of mine. We used to live 2 doors down from each other. And, wait, is that how they know each other? Yeah, that's how they know each other. We used to live 2 doors down from each other. I haven't seen her in a little bit, but apparently she's beat up pretty bad. They got in a little bit of a scuffle with some other people last night, and she was shot.
With who?
She says another. She didn't really say, just like another group of survivors.
Kurt?
Yeah, let's go.
No,
and
no.
let's figure out who
This
they
might
were.
be-
It might be. I want to know.
Are you going to be okay, though?
What?
I'm just saying, like, if they do happen to be your people, we might have a lead on this group. And
Yeah, and then we can go follow that lead.
Okay. And then, because we do need to follow up with those agents.
I can wait.
Okay.
I can be patient.
All right. How many people are with Natalie? Is it just Natalie?
Maxine says no. She's coming up with 2 others. There's a guy named Reagan, who and she kind of looks at you guys. And she says, "Oh, well, you probably wouldn't know. He was a member of the National Guard. He was one of the guys that was here when they were trying to evacuate people.
So he was he's from Barcombe.
He's from Barcombe. Yeah. He got left behind.
Oh.
And so he's essentially he's a medic, and he's been helping her out, but he's a little bit worried about how much more he can do.
Low
and,
supplies, just yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they've got a woman named Bernice driving them up.
And what's the vehicle?
He says they found a moving truck.
So they're like a U-Haul kind of deal.
They're in like a
No,
big-
like a moving truck.
Like, well, not like a big moving truck, not like a semi, but like, yeah, kind of like a U-Haul
Like a
thing.
U-Haul.
Yeah.
What do they look like? So that we know what to look for.
Natalie, well, you'll notice Natalie pretty quick. She's apparently she's pretty shot up. Look for. She says all you'll need to do is look for a big blue van. There's a blonde woman driving and a guy. I don't know. Natalie's kind of small. She has red hair. I don't know. Look for blood.
Okay. Give them what's their frequency, just so we know how to contact them.
Channel 6.
Okay, and then here's the call sign, and then we'll get them on the radio.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So you're gonna call him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we bring back up? Like, are we expecting them to have like followers? Are
No.
we gonna need anybody to, to help?
Maxine tells you it's just gonna be those 3.
Should we bring anybody else with us?
Um,
Basically, at this point, I'm fishing if any of the people in the house are going to come with us. I have a feeling none of
Are
them
any
will.
of them- Taylor's gonna come with you
Well, yeah.
because he wants to meet these other government agents, so he's all on board. And he's like, yeah, let's go.
Well, he was going to come with us regardless.
Yeah. Is anybody else? Lennon.
Because my concern, I'm not vocalizing this to them. My concern is they're trying to fork us off onto an ambush.
You know what? Does Deborah know her? No. Lucille said, or no. Oh, you know what? Nah, we are gonna say Deborah. That fits her personality. Deborah's gonna say, "I'll go with you guys. I'll go with you, and I'll just give her a quick once over while we're there, and we'll just work from there."
Deborah is the leader.
Deborah is the other nurse.
I go over and I'm like, Deborah. I give her a high five.
Nice.
Let's do this.
Nice. Okay, that's gonna win you some points. She's like, "Yeah," and you can tell she's like a little bit worried about it. Like she said something, and then she's like, "Oh crap, what did I say?" But then you walking over and giving her a high five. She's like, "Okay, maybe we
And
can
then
do
I
this."
say, "Glad to have you. All right, let's get your gear. Let's go."
Okay.
And then
I lean over and I'm like, it seems like he always has a stick up his butt.
And we're going. Okay, so how do you guys want to make it? Do you want to?
it's very, very. I did hear that.
Yeah, I'm okay with hearing that. That's Seth. He doesn't care.
Alleys,
I'll take
open
point.
streets. You want to take point?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me.
Okay.
I'm in the back, so.
It's very high. Let me do some math.
If it's over 20, we're good.
It's 26.
Over 20?
Wow.
If it's
High
over
five.
20?
Yeah, I was just gonna give you a general stealth check.
Can I describe my sneakiness
He
this time?
Yeah, go
cloaks
ahead.
all of us in literal darkness.
I see a rabbit crossing the path, and I hide behind the rabbit.
He literally
And
You don't.
bursts out of
It's
it.
not a. Yeah. Okay. So rabbit. Wait. Say that again.
I hide behind the rabbit.
You hide behind the rabbit.
Yeah. I'm
Oh
not
my
good.
gosh. Okay, good. You hide behind the rabbit as it runs across the street, and you hear the sounds of a zombie on the right side of the street. You're about 10 minutes away from the meeting point.
Like, is it out in the open?
It's just you can hear it inside one of the houses.
All right, I'm just gonna motion the guys to be quiet and keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
You
I
guys.
watch the alley as we walk by, just in case.
You guys successfully make it past this encounter without any problems. And you get to, you successfully make it past that encounter without any problems. And you get to
Did the zombie get a stealth check, too?
No, the zombie, the perception check. Yeah. Definitely didn't beat a 26, though, so
Did it have a minus check?
No, it didn't.
Does it have minus perception because it's a zombie?
Zombies, oops, I should
They're
take the
pretty
table.
perceptive.
Zombies, live and die by, they're already dead. Anyways.
Live and die again.
Live and die again. You guys make it to the edge of this little community that's under construction without any other problems. How do you want to handle the situation?
So I'm in is there any open balconies or anything that you can see the outlying area or
Yeah.
oversee the area or buildings that haven't been enclosed, so a staircase or
Yeah,
scaffolding?
yeah, you could find a couple of buildings that are still under construction that you can. hang
Seth, do you
out in
pick
the
up a
windows.
gun yet?
Yes, he did. It was
Yeah?
a hunting rifle with 3 rounds.
You want to play sniper?
Yeah, because you can climb up there.
We'll have him talk. I'll be there with him. You just hide off somewhere just in
Okay,
case.
let's have a signal. If things go sour, I need to come get you guys.
Jumping jack. Oh, you have a radio.
Yeah, you guys have radios.
Yeah, we
So
all
you
have
could
radios.
you could say jumping jack.
Yeah.
or get us out of here.
So the call sign. So I haven't radioed the group yet because we wanted to to scout the area first, and then call sign like, hey, we're at the rendezvous point, and then that's what we'll get to.
Oh, so you haven't told them you've left yet?
No, we've told them we've left,
okay.
but we haven't told them that we're arriving yet.
Gotcha.
We want to
Okay.
get him in position and get into Overwatch, basically.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, just to give you a little bit more information
we're
while you're
getting
planning.
up to the point.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
So you, as you're getting there, you notice that there is a blue moving van that's in a cul-de-sac. Like, you're staring down this long street, and but like you don't walk out in the middle of the street. You're like hiding behind a building, and you look and you see the moving van down this long street at the end of a cul-de-sac. There's houses that you can move through it for cover until you get close enough to it that you can set up an Overwatch point. But like, they had a van, they got here conceivably.
You want to
much
just
faster.
phase?
I don't want to waste it right now.
All right.
You won't take damage.
Yeah, but I only have one that I don't take damage. I don't think that.
So if you can get up to. Could he climb a building right now without getting seen?
Yeah, you guys could. There's
You
like
can get
enough
into
cover.
Overwatch right now without getting seen, and you can get up probably really high.
High enough that you got a good shot.
Well, plus
Yeah.
you have acrobatics.
But I don't need to blink to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
so
do that.
I would do that.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
But I don't need to blink to do it.
I'm gonna say you're about a block and a half down the street, and you've set up in a window. You all went and cleared the house with him to make sure there wasn't anything hanging out in it, and there wasn't. So you're set up in this window with your long rifle. You got 4 shots.
And I want to set up somewhat of a noise trap behind me, so that I can hear if someone
So, like,
is coming in
falling
behind
rocks,
me. Yeah.
that
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Something just to make sure I'm not getting.
I'm gonna say like you put.
If I can find any tin cans or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, you find a couple of empty paint cans, and you have some string, and you're in a room with only one doorway, and you like put it across the hallway outside of that door.
And you could probably blink and jump.
Yeah, something like that. So you're feeling pretty good about your position.
That's when.
So let's go walk
Kurt,
up.
you ready?
Yep.
Deborah, you ready?
Deborah's good
Taylor,
to go.
you ready?
Taylor is like, oh wait, I have to go to the bathroom, and he.
While he's going, I turn to Deborah. I'm like, hey, if anything goes south, just come back to me. I got you.
She's like, okay.
I'm trying to like we're like buds.
Yeah, you're trying to. No,
Yeah.
I like this angle. It's a good angle. Keep playing it.
She
Okay.
just has a knife. She didn't pick
She
up
just
any
has a
weapons,
knife, yeah.
I'm trying to get myself
Now
a
is the-
girlfriend. You know.
Now is the time to tell us. It's
Yeah.
Basically.
No, she's feeling pretty confident.
If
with
I
that.
can't in
She's
real
good.
life, I can in D&D world.
Yes. Okay. So anyways, Taylor comes back
That's
and
what
he's like,
every
all right,
nerd
let's
says.
let's go and do it. Are you guys just gonna walk down the street towards the?
No, so I'm gonna grab the radio and I say, Reagan, Bernice, and Natalie, we're coming into the alley or into the open area. There should be 4 of us? Yeah, 4 of us.
4.
Yeah. There's
3?
Taylor.
Oh, Taylor.
Taylor.
Forgot
You
about
gotta
Taylor.
remember Taylor. Yeah.
Taylor's useless.
We're walking down the street.
I meant in real life.
Call
Sorry.
sign, jumping jack, or whatever our call sign is.
Yeah. It's
So-
different. You don't want to say jumping jack because jumping jack's your
Everest.
go word. Everest. Yeah.
Ours is Everest. So just letting you know, do we get a call back?
Yeah, a woman's voice comes back on, and you recognize it as Bernice's. As she talked to you a few minutes before, she's like, "Okay, yep, we're just here waiting. Haven't we were worried about the track, but we haven't heard her. We haven't heard her seen anything just yet.
Can I just do a general perception check?
Yeah, or well, it's an investigation check.
Investigation check. Sorry, I missed the table anyways. And I missed the table again. 14.
What are you looking for?
Just any signs of like people peering out of windows. So it's kind of a difficult one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna peer back at just looking around, just scouting the area, having my bow at the ready, and doing a quick peer at him as well.
You do see someone. So you guys are a block and a half. I'm going to say west of this blue van that's sitting in the cul-de-sac. Directly to the south of you, in between you and the van, you catch a glimpse of somebody in one of those windows.
Okay.
On a 14, you can't really tell much, but you do know that they're not making a really big effort to not be seen.
Okay.
They're not like creeping over the top of the window. He's just like leaned up against the wall looking out,
So-
and he's looking directly at you guys.
So I'm walking down the street, And this is like a big
Oh.
open area, like a courtyard.
I thought you guys were still in the house. We've left the house. We're walking down the street.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're in the courtyard.
So-
we're pacing down at this
Oh
point.
wait, did this
So I'm
dude see
kinda-
me?
He didn't see you.
Oh.
And
So
he-
I'm
you know,
kind
he
of
didn't-
like circling at this point. Like I'm walking in circles, just kind of like searching the courtyard, basically, or this area, this open
Okay.
area.
And
So like I'm just peering around, like seeing if I could see anything, checking his spot, just looking. So I'm not making like notice that I'm seeing him, but I am looking very carefully around where I'm seeing.
Okay.
And so I see this guy.
And as you see him, he's gonna hold up a hand, and he's gonna yell, "Hey, Kurt!
That's you.
Yeah,
How you doing?"
Oh, it's what's his face?
I'm doing good. Who are you?
Is it
Roll a memory check.
Happy Nick guy?
Well, I can't. You didn't tell me who it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta see if you remember.
You don't remember, but he steps out in the window and he kind of like leans out because there's no actual glass in the window, and he puts his elbows on this like wooden frame, and he looks down at you and he says, "Hey, from Basic, it's
Oh.
me,
this is Reagan, isn't it?
Matt."
Oh.
No way.
You guys,
I didn't know you were out here in Barcombe.
I didn't know you were out here. Well, I actually thought you were dead. We thought all of you guys were
It's
dead.
one of the government agents.
It's one of the government agents.
And I immediately am on alert. I'm not like showing that I'm like readying my bow, but I'm like my legs are tense at this point, and I'm just like, I remember him?
So
You've probably seen Matt around. At
now
some
that I
point.
know it's Matt from Basic, can I do a memory check to remember if I was a dick to him in Basic or if I was
No,
nice?
you guys were friends. You guys were
Okay.
friends. Was I a dick to him?
And
He was
I
addicted
call
to
out,
you.
I call out, Matt, what are you doing here?
He's like, "Oh, we told Lennon to meet up. Aren't you guys here to see us?"
Oh, I forgot that's at the same time.
Whoa.
We're actually we're doing two things at once apparently. We actually are meeting with some civilians right now to help them out with some medical problems. Do you mind if we go meet with them real quick and then actually just
I
come
say,
along?
hey, I'll go talk to Matt. I'll go talk to Matt. You meet with these.
Yeah.
You meet with the medical people.
Taylor, go with Kurt, and I'll take Deborah, and we'll go talk to them. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Taylor's like,
Cool.
"Yeah, sure." So you two, we're now
forgot.
splitting. We're splitting the party, so we're gonna jump between these two.
Try splitting.
Try splitting. I have
grab
to
it.
jump between
So I'm
three
gonna
of you.
hide that I'm on the radio with Seth. And I'm gonna say, Seth, keep watch, stay in hiding position. Don't get on radio. The government agents are here.
Okay.
Like, don't
Okay,
keep
okay,
watch.
so-
Don't reveal.
Do I recognize, like, I'm looking through the scope of this hunting rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize Matt or anything else that's going
And
on?
this
or-
is
No, man.
this is a different channel from the civilians.
I think. Okay, so how I picture the two of you is on the special forces team. You guys like. Since we said frat buddies earlier, I'm like picturing the two of you like being these guys that hung out every once in a while, off base, and like Matt was somebody that occasionally popped in. But like obviously he introduces himself as Matt from basic training, so like this is not a guy that Hunter sees or Kurt sees a lot of. So like you don't really recognize him. You've maybe seen him once, but you guys all see like the American flag on his shoulder.
But he's not an operator.
He's got standard issue equipment, and he is the same kind of special forces that
But
you guys
he's
are.
a different team though.
It's a different team. Yeah, he's not your guys' squad, but it's
So
Special
my
forces.
my nature though is I don't trust him.
okay.
And so I'm immediately on the radio, different channel from civilians, and I immediately say, Seth, something might happen here. Like, keep watch, don't reveal yourself.
Okay. As you and Taylor go walking up to the house, Matt comes down and he comes walking out with two other guys, BDUs, full uniforms. They've got your standard issue rifles, and they start chatting with you guys. I'm assuming you're telling them what you're here for.
Yeah.
Okay. The kind of captain of their group, their squad leader, says, "Oh, well, why are we waiting down here?" And he says, "Come on, let's go help him out." And the five of you start heading down after Captain Carter, who's going to be the first to make contact.
So I grab Deborah and I say, I don't trust them. Just keep an eye out. Don't notice. Like, don't give off that this is happening. Just
Okay.
and like this is a deception check. I'm assuming. This is more of a charm check, I would say.
Well-
like, hey, like, just trust me on this one.
I-
Like,
I
I
don't-
don't quite know them.
I don't think
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know what their
really-
MO is.
I'm not going to make you roll on this, because,
Okay.
like, you're not you're not having to convince her of anything or anything like that. You're just like telling her how you feel.
And I say, Deborah, like I say this because like I was telling Lennon last night, like you don't know if I just pulled this uniform off of someone.
This might not be the best approach to go for.
That's fine.
Because she wasn't in the room.
Yeah, but that they're all buddy. And
so
we were in the kitchen of the house they were living in.
She's visibly
Yeah, no, I mean she
scared.
wasn't. She didn't
by
hear
all
that
of this.
conversation.
And I'm like, don't be alarmed. Like we're not going to do anything.
No, she's scared about what you're saying.
I know.
She
that's
was fine. Okay. So she's terrified. She keeps like looking back at them and looking forward to the truck, and
I like try to calm her down. It's like we're gonna go handle your friend and figure out what's going on, and we'll go from there.
And like, she's gonna kind of stutter and say, I don't really know her all that well. She was Maxine's friend.
That's fine. We're gonna go save her life, and we're gonna go figure this out.
Okay, cool. You're close enough now that Bernice opens up the driver door and steps out and says, "Hey." And then she like bangs on the side of the truck, and it's not just like bang bang. She has like a little like bang 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 bang, like a little like pattern, and you hear something unlock in the back, and then the back comes up.
I'm still on alert, by the way.
Another man steps out of the back, and he's got a little bit of a uniform on. It's really tattered and torn though, and he's got a bulletproof vest that he's wearing, and he holds up a hand and he waves and he says, "Hey, I'm Reagan."
And so I am I close enough to like offer my hand?
Yeah, you can get
So
close
I offer
enough.
my hand, Captain Carter, and I shake his hand.
Okay.
So.
At this point, everybody else now catches up. So you're in this scene again. So the five of you are now standing with Captain Carter and Deborah in kind of like a semicircle. Bernice seems a little bit intimidated by this, but also like kind of in a good way. She's like, "Holy cow, there are so many soldiers standing around right now." And they lead you to the back, and they have on this like makeshift gurney. There's a woman who is she's unconscious right now.
Is it like a stretcher? Can we like move it out of the vehicle so there's more room?
Gurney. Yeah, you can pull her out.
Okay,
yeah.
so do the other government agents have a medic?
Yeah. So he's gonna.
So there's 3 medics here. Well, a nurse and 2 medics.
Mm-hmm.
So can we pull her out and start administering to her?
So the basics have already been done for her. She just needs some time to recover under watchful eyes.
Okay, because I have assorted medical supplies, med kits, ibuprofen, and other.
Yeah. So this isn't as much of an HP thing as it is a story thing.
Okay.
So she's been shot up pretty bad, and she just needs to.
We just need to get her back.
Yeah, you just need to get her back so that she can be taken care of.
They have a moving van. Might as well just have them drive that back and show them the way.
Did the government agents?
Yeah, they're not coming back with us. No offense, Matt,
yeah.
but
well, we don't even have to talk to them about it.
Yeah,
no,
we just don't even bring it up.
Tell them, no, I'm talking to Matt. You don't bring it up. I'm talking to Matt. And say, no offense, Matt. The people that we're with are kind of worried about us, and they're not too hot on the army right now. So
yeah, Lennon,
we're not going to want to bring you guys back to them. I think that wouldn't go over well.
Lennon didn't seem to like us too much. That's cool. We basically we want to just catch up with you guys and make sure everything was going great. We thought your whole team was dead, and we wanted to see what we could do to help you guys out. We're assuming you guys are still on mission.
We are. It's been going rough, honestly. Like you can see, I don't even have none of us have our standard gear anymore. We've lost a couple people, but we're still trying to find some sort of cure and trying to figure out what's been going on here.
Okay, Matt. Well, it's no longer Matt. That's nice. For those of you who can't see, Seth is posed with his rifle on the couch. Matt's going to kind of step out of the conversation at this point, and the captain of this little group's going to speak up, and he's going to say, "I think we should do a little. We can cover this a little bit better once we've gotten the wounded taken care of." And so he says, he looks at you and says, "We can stay and chat, but maybe we should send them along."
Yeah. I'm gonna check in. Hey, Carter, you want me to go with you guys back, or should I just hang out with here until everyone's taken care of? You guys taken care of.
That's up to you. Do you want to stay?
I'll stay if you feel safe over there.
I'll head back with them and get Natalie all situated back at the house. And yeah, does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we'll meet you back here in about 30 minutes. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna get in with Deborah. Deborah's gonna go with you
Yes.
automatically. You're hanging out.
I don't even know what's going on because they're not talking
totally,
on the
that's
radio.
totally fine. So when I get in the car, I'm gonna radio. I say jumping jack, and I say
Jumping jack's the bad word. Everest is the good word.
no. Everest is
Jumping jack means
jumping-
shoot.
Jumping jack means
I thought
shoot.
jumping jack meant come down.
No, I said give me a word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
If
okay.
things go
So I
south,
say
I need to
Everest,
start
and
shooting.
I say Seth, when you see us drive past, we're gonna park, and you're gonna come down and get in the vehicle with us, and you're gonna not show yourself to the agents, okay? And then we'll just get in the car and we'll go, okay?
I radio back. Are we just leaving?
No, we'll be back in 30 minutes. I'll explain everything when you get in the car, okay?
Taylor's gonna hang out with Kurt.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
No,
I'm
it's
just
like-
like we're just leaving.
No.
one dude
Like
with these guys?
we'll be back, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm
So-
going to say this action goes pretty well. You tell Bernice to pull off to the side, and that's when Seth comes down. And like Bernice sees Seth come out, she's like, "You had somebody watch."
Just
okay,
just
okay.
in case there was anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
anybody
that
sneaking up,
that
just
makes
make sure.
sense. And she's gonna make some like sign of the times, and like everybody's gonna jump in the truck and start driving off. Deborah's in the back with Reagan working on Natalie. You
I
guys,
say something to the effect of, "We protect our own."
you guys make it back to the houses without any problem. And now we're gonna go to Kurt and Taylor. We're gonna do a little bit of the scene. So now it's just you, and you're going to essentially be making a report to this captain on what you've accomplished and what you're going to do. And
thing
so
you
this
have high
captain's
charisma.
going to look at you and say, "So, what's the plan?"
Well, we've actually figured out a little bit of stuff about this disease. I'm not too smart on all the technical part of it. You'll probably want to talk to Captain Carter later, but we figured out something in the DNA that's similar between all of us, really, and it seems like it's activated somehow in the zombies. Also, the super zombies, we call them zigwits.
Ziplets.
We call them
Zibwits. There's no
zibwits.
G.
Yeah.
Zibwits. I'm tempted to put a G in it every time too, but it's a V. Yeah, keep going.
We call them
No.
zibwits. And also,
G, Canadian.
you guys have noticed that some people have like superpowers, right?
The captain at that point is going to he's going to look at you and say, we are aware.
Yeah. Well, we got a sample of blood from someone like that too, and it seems like there's a similarity with the zibwits. I don't quite understand it. You'll want to talk to Carter.
Do you still have these blood samples?
Shoot, Captain, I'm sorry.
They burned.
They got fired.
Okay, can I do a memory check? Because I don't remember if we had. I didn't remember if we had them, so I'm gonna. Would my character
You
remember
say
that we
I
had
don't
Your
them?
character would remember. You lost everything.
Okay,
in the fire.
Okay.
we lost
Lost
them. We
everything.
actually we just had like 6 of us hunkered down in a place, and while we were out scouting, we got attacked and the place got burned down. Everyone made it out okay, but we lost it. So we lost that blood samples, and we've been just trying to get back on our feet the last little bit.
He says, "Okay.
What's this guy's name? So we would
Captain Travis.
we would know this guy is a captain. Like,
Yeah, he's got the insignia stuff, and when you meet him, he gives you his serial number and everything like that. You exchange information that's enough information that you know that
So
he's
it's very
legit.
clear that we know this guy.
Yeah. Well, you don't
That
know
we-
him
that we know that
specifically.
he is who
we're
he says he
special.
is.
We're
Yeah.
secret.
He is who he says he is, essentially. Yeah. All the call signs, everything, all like the secret
Our
stuff.
secret handshakes.
The secret handshakes, yeah. You ask him
Got
some
the tattoos in
questions
the right
about
places.
basic that nobody else would know, and he's like, yeah, no. And so you know he's legit, and that his team's legit. And he says, okay, we need to get some more of those samples. And he's going to look at you, and he's going to say, we're leaving for evac.
Who are you evacuating?
Us.
Oh.
We're getting picked up. And then he checks his watch and he says, So evac is coming in roughly 2 hours.
All right.
Your mission isn't finished. However, under current circumstances, we understand if you need to pull out and re-equip and rearm. Should we call in that your squad is coming home with us?
No. But if you could get us any supplies, that would be great.
We might be able to. He says we have coming in on the chopper. We might be able to leave you with a few things.
Like guns.
He says we might. And he laughs, looking at your what is it that you carry? around?
Baseball bat.
You carry a baseball bat, and he's like, "Yes, we might be able to help
I have
you.
your gun.
We might be able to leave you a few things." And as he says that, he's gonna pull his handgun out of its holster, and he's gonna flip it, and he's gonna hand it to you.
I'm gonna take it and
Is it like
say
a Glock?
thank
or
you.
what? Does it
It's a
eagle?
Glock.
Is it
And
eagle?
no, it's a Glock.
Is it eagle?
And Taylor at that point says, "What? We're not passing things. We're not passing things around to everybody." And the captain looks at him and says, "You got a nice little piece there." And that's when you notice that Taylor is in fact carrying a deagle. And he says, "Right. Mine's better than his any day of the week." So he says, "Okay. When your friends get back, could you help us with the evac?"
Yeah, sure thing.
It attracts a lot of attention. We're never sure what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll do it.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to know from them?
Yeah,
If they completed their mission.
What was their mission?
No, my character's like, if it's not in my...
assassination.
Yeah, but his character wouldn't ask.
I'm
about
not
it.
gonna ask about it. Yeah,
I would
it's
ask about
there.
it,
It's
but
there.
I'm not there right
Classified, maybe
Because
like
that's
it's
the thing,
their mission.
when I come back, I'd ask, and I'd probably get dressed down. So
I'm just gonna say we've lost some contact with the outside. And how's the military holding up? How's our mission? How's our forces holding up?
Okay, so he's generally going to give you an idea of exactly what's going on out in the rest of the world while the two of you are driving back to meet up with this. And
did
we're,
anybody come with us?
huh?
Oh, and before we left, I took Deborah aside and was like, "I'm sorry that I freaked you out. It's just, I don't trust anyone just by my nature, and I just generally try to like placate her to make sure she's not like freaking out,
Freaking out,
thinking I
okay.
think I'm a crazy person."
Yeah. No, she gets it. It's a crazy time. And so nobody else is going to come back to help you guys out. When the truck pulls up, most everybody has gone out scavenging. Maxine and Lucille are there, and with Nellie. Yeah, and they pull Natalie out of the back, and they take her inside to set up a nice place where they can work on her, and then you guys take the truck and you start driving back. You ask him, I'm going to paint this picture of the rest of the world. The rest of the world, as you know it, is pretty much gone. There are a total of 6 sites left in the U.S. that are safe sites. That are
green zones.
Green
that are
zones.
basically walled off.
Yeah. The U.S. government is down to these 6 city-states. These 6 city-states are not doing poorly. There is food. There is industry. It's essentially, you took the U.S. as a whole and you put it in 6 little cities. And, really tiny cities. And Barcombe is a common place that special forces get sent in order to research and investigate the disease.
Ground zero.
It is ground zero.
So more forces are being sent in.
More agents are being sent in, generally to handle the situation. He's going to tell you as well that they are considering evacuation options for Barcombe because it's so infested and overrun that there are people that they just want to get out. People like Seth who have abilities that they need to bring back and study and see why they are what they are. And they want to get information from people who are living in the city on day one. And so he talks to you about how there's an evacuation plan in the works. but that it's not going to be for a bit.
It's just hard because there's less resources, right?
Exactly. Yeah, fuel is hard to come by and things like that. So he's essentially that's the world. He doesn't know outside of the U.S. The rest of the world is just a blur.
It's radio silent, basically.
Mm-hmm, yeah, the internet pages are no longer updated and stuff like that. So yeah, and then the truck pulls back up, and our party is once again reunited.
So do we kind of get relayed similar information that they're waiting for evac, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they essentially everything I just told to Kurt, you guys also know.
So I mentioned if it would be possible to evac Natalie since she is so injured.
Ooh, that was a good call.
Because she is one of these people that have been here since day one.
Do you want to? Oh, that's smart. Do you want to?
I radio maybe Viola and Maxine because they're probably scavenging together. Maybe.
So you would want to talk to Maxine's at home. You just saw her out.
Okay, so I radio Maxine.
Talk to the government agent
I
first.
I asked Captain Travis and like Captain Travis. So like you just said, some of the government agents want.
Am I getting out of the truck with you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's going on. I explained
make
what the
your decisions.
situation was.
I'm just like, okay, we had me all stealthily do this before. Why am I just like?
So
hey
the
guys.
story was you were back at the house just watching,
Okay.
and now you're with us, and that's what I told you.
Okay.
You weren't hiding, making sure they weren't doing anything crazy.
Gotcha.
So I say, Captain Travis, like you just said, like they want people to talk to that were here on day one.
Right. Okay.
And she needs medical help anyways, and you're about the evac. Might as well take her if she's willing.
He's okay with this idea. He says,
Like obviously you have to get their approval.
yeah. He says, let me make a couple of calls, and he calls back to home base, which is a strange thing for you guys to hear because this is something you thought you would be doing before.
Well, none of us have the authority, really.
Yeah, before Taylor's. I'm still trying to like work out all the exact details of why you can't call back. I'm sorry, this is where mechanics interfere with storyline, but essentially like your radio that you needed with all the right encryption was smashed in the kerfuffle that happened with these other survivors, and so none of your radios have the encryption to handle this. Or maybe you just needed a satellite phone. Who knows? Anyways, this guy is going to radio back, and he's gonna come back to you and say, "Yeah, no, if we can get her to come, they're making some space on the chopper."
Okay. Is this a good idea, guys?
Yeah, call and see if she wants to go, if
See
they
what
or if her
Maxine thinks.
friends think she should go.
Because this is perfect survival. She will live.
Yeah.
Let's say we ask them and let them know the options available if they want to take it.
Okay. Is this something we should do in person, or should we do this on the radio?
We should do it on the radio. We don't have enough time out.
Okay, so I get on the radio and say Maxime, or whatever her call sign is, just so that they don't know names. I get her on the radio and I ask, it's like, hey, like the government agents, they're evacing in 2 hours. We haven't finished our mission, so we're not leaving, but they're leaving and they're going to a safe zone. Natalie's injured and so this is charm right now that I'm trying to pull. Like she needs medical help and we might not have the expertise for this or the supplies for this, and it like do you think she'd be willing to go with them and help them in their studies and get back to health in a safe zone?
This should have been done in person. We just now broadcast to maybe everyone that in 2 hours there's an evac leaving.
Shoot.
Yeah.
We didn't say where though.
You didn't say
No,
where. You
when
didn't
they
say
start
where.
hearing the
People are
they hear that
definitely gonna
chopper.
be geared up and ready.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We didn't say when either.
Yeah,
You
you
didn't
said
say when.
You said in 2 hours.
And not
You
everyone's
did.
listening to our channel or
Not
whatever.
Not everyone
everyone's
has radios
I'm
either.
just not
Yeah,
everybody
but
has
if
radios,
anyone is
but
listening,
if
yeah.
anybody is listening, that was
But we ran it by the captain and he said we could do this.
so the
Right.
captain's dumb too. But no, I'm just kidding. But I mean,
You're
like
the
that
captain,
is.
Tanner.
I know. I don't know why I let you do that.
We can retcon it and go back.
Nope,
'Cause
remember, this makes things more interesting, right?
It does make things more interesting. I'm going to say as you start telling them this, for other reasons other than this, the captain, as you're starting to say this, is going to grab the radio and say, no. Shoot. Shoot,
we had to call
he's-
her
he's-
on using call signs.
Yeah,
He could have grabbed it.
he's going to say, we shouldn't be telling civilians that we can get them out. we don't have the resources to get everybody out.
And I say, you may be right, but like, if we need people to talk to,
and he's like, yeah, I know.
should we just do this in person? Can like I just go back right now? Like I can get there and back in 20 minutes.
He's gonna hand you back the radio and say, just do it. Damage is already done. You finish the call. And I'm gonna say you take enough liberty with it. You don't tell them how evacuation is coming. Blah, 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 blah.
I can just say, like, if there is a way to heal Natalie back to full health in a safe place, would she do it?
You take the necessary precautions. And Maxine is going to, with you being vague, Maxine is going to say, I was talking to Lennon, and there is a place that we can go and do that. Have you guys not ever heard of New Barcombe?
Yes, I have. Can I do a memory check on that?
We have.
Have you heard? You guys have heard?
They mentioned it. The Pact
did.
mentioned it.
It's in the walled city.
Is New Barcombe like New Elantris?
New Elantris.
No, it's.
I
in
haven't
the
read
walled,
Elantris.
You haven't read Elantris?
Yeah.
It's in the walled city.
It's in the walled city.
Is that the one with the
Wait,
super people?
that's the Rochester initiatives.
Like, they
town,
used to be
isn't it?
amazing, and those.
Yeah.
I heard about that book. I really want to read it.
It's
I'm gonna give you this one because you guys
The Pact told
talked
us
to. The Pact told you about New Barcombe, but they told you about the Rochester Initiative separately.
Oh.
Like these two places aren't necessarily associated with you. And at that point, Maxine's kind of stumbling, like, "Have you?" And she's just gonna stop, and like the radio's gonna get handed over to Nellie, who's going to say, "We're taking her to go see the good doctor."
Who's the good doctor?
You guys haven't ever heard of the good doctor?
Have we heard of the good doctor?
No, I haven't heard of the God Doctor. Ed?
Oh, we have. He's a pact member.
Ed.
Yeah, it's like from Lion
Ed.
King.
Oh.
Isn't he a pact member?
No.
He's a healer, isn't he?
I mean, like you can reasonably assume from the name "good doctor."
He's a pact member.
And Natalie says, "Natalie will be fine." Do y'all still need the truck?
We can bring it back, but what we can offer is free.
Well, I mean, the doctor doesn't have any. Doctor doesn't charge. So we're gonna send Bernice with a couple of others who just came back from scavenging to go pick up the truck. If you guys don't need it, otherwise come back as quick as you can. But yeah, we're gonna take them down to We're gonna take her down to New Barcombe.
They're saying locations over the radio too.
I'm more doing this. Yeah, I mean, like, they're not telling you where the house is, or they're not saying where the house is or where you guys are, but, like, New Barcombe is a phrase.
It's a well-known place.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that is.
That's what it sounds like, by the way she's talking about it. Yeah. It's like, oh, everybody knows
we can kind
about
of figure
New
it out, too.
Barcombe. Yeah.
So. And I kind of look like we're kind of.
Cool. Well, she's not going. Then she's not going.
No, she's not going.
Then we don't have to worry about her.
We just need to present the option.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, then come get the truck because we can't. We have to work with the. Well, I kind of turn to you guys and say, well, we have to work with them, don't we?
Yeah, we're evac. We're helping them evac.
All right, cool. So she says, okay, we'll send a few people to go get the truck.
Wait. Because they're going to get the truck right when they evac. I don't want them.
Why? Do you guys drive the truck back? Is that
Yeah.
what happened? They'll get the truck way before they evac. The
They're
evac's 2 hours. It takes like 15 minutes to get there in the truck.
Then they have the van. So they can come bring people.
No, wait. Are we mixing the truck and the? Is it the same
Because
thing?
we took the truck.
The truck is
Down
the
there.
big blue U-Haul truck.
You're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
They're walking to get it.
Yeah.
They're going to get here when we evac.
How
It's
long
not
does it
gonna.
take
It's
to
not
walk
gonna take
there?
them 2 hours.
Yeah, you're
Looking at the
just
distances, it's
making
not gonna take them
assumptions
2
on the
hours.
distance.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't see the map, so it's like a reasonable thing to ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're good. You're closer than you think to this place. It's not gonna take you 2 hours to walk
Should
there.
we go with them to the good doctor though? Is my question.
No. Well, maybe, but we have to do this evac.
Yeah,
We're doing
that's
this
what I'm
evac.
saying.
You could always meet up with them later.
We can always
Okay.
go over to New Barcombe later.
This evac is going to take place.
Real soon, early afternoon.
It's the other Captain. What do we call him?
Travis.
Captain Travis is going to tell you that it's just like a few miles north, and he's going to start walking with you guys that way.
Okay.
Along the way,
anyways, so.
the gear is going to be important. Along the way, you're not going to really run into too terribly much. I mean, like, this is kind of a freeing thing for you. It is now the 7 of you, all special forces, all trained. You know how to work together.
Is it just 3 of them?
Yeah, there's just 3 of them.
Okay.
You know how to work together. You know how, like, you're supposed to function. You know each other's training. So the 7 of you just managed to make it through this without any problems. You make it up to there's an open field where behind a school. Is that a school?
We're kind of like on the blacktop or something. Is that where we're
Yeah,
back?
you've made it. Well, you haven't even made it to the blacktop. You're in the ditch across the road, or you're in some houses across the road. And what you're looking at is like this big. It's not a school. It's a community center. It's kind of like in a T, but it's a really fat looking T, and like parking lots all around it, and you can kind of see off behind it a big football field. And the Captain Travis tells you that's where the helicopter's going to land.
The football field.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says that they were just going to set up in the community center and wait for the chopper to come down. They felt like that was the easiest way to handle the situation. They'd be in cover, and then they could just make the quick dash and get out. Is there anything you guys want to set up before?
The problem is
I think we should send.
are making a quick dash. We need to get out. So we should probably procure a vehicle so that when they make a quick dash, we can also make a quick dash and leave.
That's smart. I think we should send Seth to a different part because he can sky in a different area, and then if something happens, you can blink.
Okay,
If something
so
goes wrong, you
Cover
just blink.
two areas at once.
Cover 2
basically.
areas at once.
We
across.
should also get a vehicle.
No, we don't. Getting out isn't necessarily the biggest deal because remember, I can blink us all out if it really
Yeah,
comes to it.
so we just need to find a vehicle and clear the building.
Yeah.
Because if we have a vehicle, we can all escape to the vehicle and leave.
That's true. You can blink us out. Then I'll go with Seth. I'll go with you. Cover that area with you, because I'm better in close quarters, and they'll probably have it handled
Well,
if
there's
people
7 of
attack
us.
his community
There's
center.
7 of us.
Yeah. What I'm worried about is if someone comes from a different direction, attacks the chopper before
Oh, I see what you're
us.
saying.
You know. So I think we got to guard where the chopper's landing from multiple areas.
So I'll be with Taylor. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And then
So
if something
you're with
goes
Taylor.
really bad, you can just blink us both out.
You're
All of
setting
these
up
guys,
somewhere.
I was like, hey guys, I lost my knife. I've been walking around with this like butcher's knife. Any of you guys want to trade?
He needs to get an actual knife, like a better knife.
Plus one of the guys looks at you and he says, "Yeah," and pulls out.
Plus one.
He pulls out a combat knife and he hands it to you.
It's plus one.
It's stabbing.
Plus one?
Why does it have a +1?
Because it's made of carbon steel.
It's better than his knife that he has now.
Okay, it does. Yeah, you do a d6 damage with it.
Sweet.
Isn't it?
That's what I could do with my cleaver.
Now you can wield both, or you can throw one.
But you
Did he want my cleaver, or was he kind of more like...
He doesn't want your cleaver. It's like, dude, just take the knife. We've got more of these. He
Thanks,
just
dude.
hands it to you. Okay.
So Taylor and I are going to look for a vehicle.
Okay.
I'm
Investigation
assuming-
check.
I'm assuming there's going to be one nearby.
Yeah, there's plenty in the parking lots. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Josh. I'm gonna
18.
we're gonna set up a different position.
Okay.
One that
So-
One that overlooks where the chopper's gonna land.
There
from a different
is
place.
to the north. There is a series of like office-looking buildings that you could probably get up on top of with a pretty good view. They're a little bit lower though, so it's more of an exposed view. To the south, but a little bit further away, you have a high school, and you could potentially get up on top of that. There's a few buildings that
Oh, you have a gun.
are
Too,
higher
that's a
up.
pistol.
You'd be a lot less exposed, and you'd have it would just be a little bit harder to get there. While you discuss what you're going to do, on an 18, you find a car with the keys in the ignition.
Oh, cool. Is
Let's
it
just
armored
start
at all?
sneaking
Is there
No.
anything in the vehicle?
No,
Doing
and
all
like
of them.
it stopped
Good bonus.
because it hit another car. Not very fast, but the bumpers.
So there's a good amount of gas. in it, so-
Yeah, you're probably fine.
Cool.
It looks like somebody stopped, turned it off, and got out, and then everything bad happened to them. So the keys are still in the ignition. You have
So
this
I'm gonna
car.
check the car, make sure there's nothing there, etc.
Yeah, you're fine. There's
So I'm gonna
no
set
ditties in
that
the
car so it's in quick getaway down the street. It's like a quick dash from the chopper location.
Okay. I would just say you put it in the parking lot just south of this community center.
Okay.
Okay. You guys clear in the high school or the office buildings?
We're gonna go in the general direction of both of them and see how sneaky we are before we decide.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
So I got a 25.
Okay, that'll do to help out Josh with his terrible roll.
Well, what
Seth
are you
with
talking
his
about? My
terrible
terrible roll. I am at 16.
Okay, well that's not as bad as I originally thought it was. So the two of you do pretty good.
Oh wait, sorry.
18.
You walk out of the house. The high school's on your right, and then you have to get to the office buildings. You have to essentially cut past the community center that these three agents are jogging over to.
3 Asians.
Agents.
Oh, even
Those
cooler.
Asians are everywhere.
Sons of the
Asians.
dragon now.
Right or left?
What? We're going to the high school.
Okay, go to the high school. You're on comms with these three guys as they break in the front door of the community center, and they're beginning to sweep it while you're finding a car. And you can just hear like generally call outs and things like that, like clear, 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 as they're making their way through it.
And at this time, we have parked the vehicle, we would say.
Yeah.
And then we enter the community center as
Are
well.
you and Taylor are going to go in after them too? Okay, cool. So you
And
follow
we
their
call
path.
out saying we're on our way.
Yeah, okay. Great. Awesome. Good. The two of you walk up to the...
We're military. We're not dumb.
Yeah. The two of you walk up to this door in the high school, and there's a door that can lead you into the high school. However, off to your left of this door is a slightly lower rooftop that has a ladder leading up to it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go on the roof, right? That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, we want to clear this area also, though.
But do you want to clear inside?
But we don't necessarily want to clear it from zombies. Like, if there's a bunch of zombie high schoolers, I don't really want to have to worry about that. I just want to make sure that, you know.
They're not going to be able to climb the ladders either. You just check the doors.
Yeah, but what about escaping, or if it's actual people in there?
You guys can both could jump that roof. Could they jump off the building?
It's pretty high.
Could they climb down the ladder? And
Yeah, you could get down the ladder
And you
pretty
can
quick,
blink
but it's
us.
2 stories.
Like, if we have to escape, we're not
You
worried.
climb the ladder and blink.
We blink and climb the ladder.
You gotta be holding on to me the whole time going down the ladder. That'd be interesting.
It's not too hard though. You just grab your foot, or you grab his foot, and you like walk down the
Yeah,
ladder
you can
together.
do it.
Like you could potentially do it. I'm giving you this information because I don't want to have to sweep the high school and the community center at the same time and run 2 different narratives.
I want
way.
to just set up on the roof, I think.
Okay.
And just.
And if you guys aren't like going to be dancing and blasting music.
What?
So.
That's what you do at high school. We're frat boys.
All right. So now we're gonna go back to Taylor, Captain Carter, and the 3 other agents:
So we meet
Martin,
up with
Captain
them, and now we're
Travis.
sleeping with them.
Yeah. And you do catch up to them. You move pretty quick because you can follow their trail.
Mhm.
I need you to roll a perception check.
17.
17. This place is in a very low state of order, to say it badly.
So it's falling apart.
It's fallen apart, and it looks like this place has been used by several different groups as somewhere to live. As you make your way into like the main hall of this community center, there are like signs set up, and it looks like this was one of the places where the National Guard had set up to do evacuations from. So this is...
Like, does it look like it's currently being used?
It doesn't. It looks like you've walked through essentially the bottom of the T to this main hall, and it's been very, very quiet, very deserted. All you can hear is just the clear, clear, and then occasionally like a door being knocked open. However, they move pretty quietly, these guys, because
Well,
zombies.
this is what we do.
Yeah. You make it into this big hall. Ahead of you are some doors that lead to, you can assume, gyms. Off to the right of these doors So you've got essentially like 2 gyms, and then off to the right of them, you see an exit with like it looks like a tunnel that leads out to the football field. It's kind of like there's banners and pennants hung in it. It's kind of
That's
exciting.
where the helicopter's going to land.
Yeah. Off to the right, directly off to your right, is a cafeteria area. Off to the left is some hallways that lead off to like maybe an ice rink, something like that, and the northern parking lots.
Okay.
Captain Travis and the 2 others have made their way into this room, and they're making their way over to the tunnel. They're not worrying about sweeping anything else.
They're done with this building.
Yeah, they're walking towards the tunnel just
so they've
to like.
checked everything then, or
They've just checked the bottom of the T.
so they're done.
Yeah, they're just making their way to the tunnel. They're not worrying about the other 2 ends of the other 2 ends of this T.
Probably go through those doors then.
Huh?
Nothing's going to walk through those doors probably.
Probably.
Okay. Then I follow them as well because I'm walking backwards towards them then.
Okay.
Like I'm walking both ways, but like I'm just being careful.
Okay. As you're walking, Taylor. Oh no, we're gonna cut to you guys. You guys are set up on top of your roof. Josh, you've got your long rifle. There are the right side past this cafeteria. You can look in through the windows and you see a gymnastics area. And like they got big open windows, so you can see this entire room. And so you're like you sweep the field and make sure nothing's out there. You make the call like, hey, nothing's out there, and then you start looking in these windows. Roll an investigation check.
Oh boy.
Here we go, -2, baby.
Oh boy.
It's a 6.
4.
A 4?
I'm -2.
Oh, you're -2.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. So yeah, it's just a big gymnastics
Cool, a
room.
gymnastics room.
Yeah,
I always wanted to learn.
yeah. You guys
you
are.
do know.
So you guys are set up there, and you don't
You're an
you don't notice
acrobatics
anything at
dude.
all. We're gonna cut back
I
to
climbed stuff at the farm. I didn't like swing on the poles.
we're gonna cut back to
For
Captain Carter.
So I obviously
For
have
money.
my bow ready and everything, and I'm just like stepping backwards, following the other captain.
Okay, as you're stepping backwards.
So like I'm walking with him, like I'm keeping pace.
Yeah, you're just looking back.
Yeah.
To cover everybody's back.
Yeah.
You look down this hallway that you've just walked out of, and you shut. It was like these 2 big double doors that like led to that hallway, and you shut them behind you as quietly as you could. And as you walk back, you see a face, a shadow, just ever so slightly, like peek one of those doors and then disappear.
Like which door?
The 2 doors that so like the bottom of the T that you walked through, that you checked all the rooms all the way down, there was 2 doors that led to this big hall that I described to you a couple seconds ago. Those 2 doors.
It's one that we didn't clear.
No, this is the hallway that you cleared. This is the hallway that you came through.
I cleared.
Yeah, you helped clear.
And I say, Captain Travis, not clear. Turn around.
Okay. He turns around. Everybody takes this very seriously. They all turn around and everybody moves to.
Was it human?
Yeah. Well, I
perceive
mean, everything looks about human.
But like it was very odd. Well, I know what human looks like in this world at this point.
It was
I've seen a
something
zombie and I've
that
seen a zip.
something that peeked and looked back.
So it's clearly not zombie-ish.
It's not a walker.
But it
You
could
can
be
tell
a
that.
silhouette.
It could be something like that. Yeah.
And I point, I motion direction, and I say, "Is it leading upstairs?" Like
It's all 1 floor.
okay, so it's a location that we've cleared,
Mm-hmm.
and so they've guns ready and everything.
Yeah. They're pointed down this hallway, and they all.
Was it a young face? Was it just?
You just saw a shadow.
It was just a shadow.
They all set up, and Captain Travis is okay, and he's gonna radio out to the 2 of you, and he's gonna say, "We got something in here. Can you see anything from where you're at?"
I'm gonna look.
Nope.
Disadvantage: you don't have a scope, and it's a distance away. But yeah, you can look.
Can I borrow his scope?
No.
He's got the rifle.
I don't see anything. I'm confident.
Alright, I'll roll at disadvantage.
Well, I'm just thinking of what was it actually.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Wait, I do have a +4, so it's a 13.
Not gonna do it.
Okay.
Negative.
So,
You
negative.
see nothing.
So I'm gonna. So since I'm the one that saw it, I'm gonna. So they're set up
I mean,
behind me,
think about it,
flanking
like,
me.
if I'm
Then
looking through,
Yeah,
I don't
so
see
they-
anything.
they
See
set
anything,
up-
no, I don't see
straight
anything.
ahead.
I would
Yeah,
be like, I don't see
you've
anything
got your bow
particular.
trained on this
Yeah.
door.
Right.
They
Yeah.
move into
So-
pieces of cover. in this big hall, like behind tables and behind desks and stuff like
They're
that,
just, like, dressed
pointed
each
at the
other.
door. Captain Travis walks up behind you and he puts an arm
just
on your
like-
shoulder,
So
and he
stupid.
pulls you back behind him because he's got
So
his
are you.
rifle.
And
And he,
I'm
can I
average.
say, hold on. Like I put my hand up and say,
Zero.
like, hold
I'm
on.
just
Like, I'm
really
gonna call out.
charismatic.
okay.
And I say, you know,
Ninja
if,
Turtles are too
if
much
you're
worse
human,
than
call
Zero.
out now, or we will open fire. And that's a charm. I guess.
That
Nothing answers
nah,
you.
It charm.
Oh,
Like
that's
and like
really
this is
a
your last
charm.
warning.
It's
If
like
you
a-
do not
that's
answer,
intimidation.
we will open fire.
I don't think that's charm, dude. I
Yeah.
think it's intimidation.
Nothing answers you. Nothing answers you.
Because we gotta clear it.
Oh, his
Yeah.
name's nothing. Okay, got it.
No, his name's
What
not
did he
nothing.
say?
So no, yeah,
That's so
nothing
funny.
answers you at all. So
And
you got
If it's
again.
some
You got
weird
these
type
two
of
doors.
zombie,
The one on
we're
the
gonna
left,
call
you
them
saw the
Nazis
face.
from now on.
So two door like they're double doors,
Two sets of double doors.
and they go in the same room.
They go into the same hallway.
gym, like the gym. Oh, it's the hallway.
There's the hallway that you guys cleared with all the rooms down it all the way.
And should I motion to Captain Travis? I motion Captain Travis, like go into the other set, and like go around.
Left or right?
So I saw him in the left.
Mm-hmm.
I motioned him go to the right, and go around. So,
Okay.
Because it's the same hallway.
As you do that, he's gonna hold up and he's gonna pull two fingers, and he's going to say,
And I'm ready on the left door.
Overwatch. If you can't see anything, get down here and get in here. We're gonna need some help pretty quick. And then he's going to hold up a hand and motion to the others, and he's going to point.
There's four of us here. Right?
There's
It's me and those three.
and Taylor.
Two.
Taylor. So
There's five of you.
5 of you.
And he's going to point to his two men, and he's going to hold up a fist so that they move to him. And then he's going to point to Taylor, and he's going to point to you to
and
cover.
Then and then we go to the left door.
Yeah. So you set up on this door,
So we stack up.
and he gives you the 3, the 2, the 1. What are you two doing? You just got this order to abandon ship if you can't see anything, and come in and help.
Well, how far are we away?
So you can get down that ladder. You're about 50, 60 yards from the gymnasium doors.
Yeah, I mean,
Like 2 seconds.
we should
like
do
1
it. Like,
second.
we got an order, we obey, right? So let's go.
Okay, can I whip out my grapple and grapple to the ground and pull me in?
I'm
That
gonna
would
say
hurt.
no, but you
That's
could.
not hurt.
Yeah, like gravity hurts you, but you guys
You're
make
saying
it down.
Dying Light? You guys have played Dying Light, right? You can grapple to the ground. No
yeah,
problem.
this is. I mean, mechanics are a thing, but we're gonna play this differently.
Okay.
You guys are going down the ladder.
Okay.
No, I'm
Yes.
asking you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You get down to the bottom of the ladder.
Should we both go?
There's
Yeah. Okay. Let's
the
both go.
gymnasium doors, or you could cut around to the bottom of the T. How do you guys want to get into this building?
Because he didn't really mention where they were going.
Could
I'm
we-
gonna say he gave you directions. He's gonna say we made it to the middle.
Could we see them from where we were?
No.
So which is
so
the
I
one
say
that
we
we
just
want
go
to-
in the same way that they went in.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Okay. You guys open up. You guys run around. It's going to take you a little bit longer. You run around to the front of this building. You pull open the doors, and you open this long hallway to see. We're going to switch back to Captain Carter over here. 3, 2, 1,
We
and
step
as
in the left door, they step in the right door.
he pulls the door open and goes right. The next guy goes left, pointing to where you guys are. You open up the door. No, you have a bow.
I have a bow.
Taylor's going to open up the door?
Yeah.
Taylor opens up the door and he goes first.
Because he has close range.
He is not going to notice.
But I'm literally behind him.
You are
On my
literally
shoulder.
behind him. However, as you open up this door and he steps through, he goes left so that you can go right. And he trains his gun on something very big. And you notice it as soon as you come out because this thing that's very big, he takes a shot at it.
Taylor does?
Taylor takes a shot at it. He's going to miss, and it's going to grab him, and it's going to like grapple him. Yeah,
Miss.
it's going to grapple him, and they're going to get into a fight. And you notice it is big, it is gray skinned, it looks like a Zipwitz.
But bigger than what we saw.
It's a little bit bigger than the last one you saw.
But it's
yeah.
a Zipwit.
It's a Zibwit, yeah. And so Taylor's now fighting the Zibwit. It got in under his gun, and it is in combat with him.
And would I be able to take a shot without
Go ahead, take a shot at it. If you miss, you might shoot Taylor.
That's fine.
It's pretty close quarters, though.
I'm going to take my advantage inspiration shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit that thing.
What'd you roll?
17 plus 21.
17 plus 21.
No.
Wow.
4.
Okay, so you're gonna hit. Roll a d6.
D8.
Is it a d8 for a bow? Oh yeah, that's right. It's a d8.
I have a dice, buddy. 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. You're gonna get this arrow right like past Taylor's face into this thing's neck, and it's going to be very PO'd and not doing so great.
As soon as that arrow drops out of my bow, I dropped to the side and looked behind me just in case. Is there anything behind me, or is it like an empty hallway?
Or wait, are you looking back from where you came or down the hallway?
Did I go right?
Yeah, you went right, and then
so
you turned left to take a shot.
I turned left, took the shot. Oh, so right is Captain Travis.
Right is Captain
then
Travis.
I don't
Okay.
And I drop out of the way because I can't really do anything.
Yeah, you fire your bow and you die.
I dive.
So you're prone?
Yeah. No, I'm just kind of out of the way towards the wall. So I backed up to the door so that I'm not going to take a bullet to the back of the head.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
You're going to hear the sounds of yelling and screaming as the other three come into direct contact with not a Zibwitz. Well, let me rephrase this. They're going to move out into the hallway, check it, and then when they hear your bow go and like this Zibwitz thing screaming, one of them's going to turn to go take a shot. However, he's not going to get it off because coming screaming through that door is another one that tackles the unnamed one that we're going to call Joe, the unnamed Special Forces guy, tackles him straight to the ground and does not do any damage, but like knocks him down.
He's knocked him out.
Yeah.
And I start yelling, yell like, he's got Taylor. That's basically what I'm yelling.
Mhm.
So.
You are now in some serious combat.
Yes.
You guys open up this door to see Taylor grappling with one of them.
Oh, good thing you went that way.
Oh, you don't even know. So now everybody's in combat.
That's a really good reason you went that way.
Roll initiative.
What is initiative?
D20 plus your
Dexterity.
dexterity. I rolled a 16 plus 4, so 20.
It
Hey, look!
18.
I'm rolling high again.
What did you roll?
12.
20. I didn't roll a nat 20, but it was a 20. Plus
What'd you
dex.
get?
18.
Yeah, it was a 12.
Okay.
Sometimes we roll low.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And you got a...
16 plus 4, 20.
Okay.
So it's just 2 Zibwits. Not just.
So far.
But. Well, it's just a hallway, and you're the one end with an entrance.
Okay.
It's when we back up and slowly go. Shut that door.
Have fun with evac.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go Captain Carter
We're
first.
gonna go help out
You
that
dropped.
girl.
Now you can help Taylor, or you can try and fight the one that's tackled the other
Do I
guy.
have a melee weapon? I don't. So I'm leaning against the door. So
Let's move through this combat as quick as we
okay.
can.
So can I get to the side of the Zibwit? How wide is this hallway?
It's like you're in a really big hallway.
So
So if
wide.
you want to try and flank and get a shot around,
I'm gonna
it,
try to flank so I don't shoot Taylor in the back
Okay.
or the head.
You move to get a better shot at it.
Yeah.
Go
Because
ahead, take the shot.
I'm literally the only one that can shoot this one at this
Are we
point.
doing D&D mechanics where if they're engaged with a teammate of yours that you get advantage on ranged
Yeah.
attacks? Kind
So
of thing?
it's, but I mean, like,
I just don't get disadvantage because he's grappling right now.
yeah. Well,
If you go to the other side though,
But he's
Then-
grappling, so I can shoot
the way
through.
we're gonna play this situation out is the two of them are standing up grappling. So he's going to move and take the shot. Unless you roll
he
a
dropped
one.
the Glock.
He hasn't dropped his.
Okay.
He hasn't dropped his weapon yet. Unless you roll a 1, you're not going to hit this guy. I'm not going to worry about the advantage or disadvantage. Well, you're not going to hit Taylor. I'm not going to worry about advantage or
But I
disadvantage.
might miss.
Yeah, so if you miss, you're not going to hit Taylor unless you roll a 1, because Taylor is still grappled with this guy.
So are they behind this Zibwit, or are they on the other side of the hallway?
They're like
down the hall.
40, 50 yards down the hallway.
Okay, but they're on that side.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to help me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to basically just suicide here.
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
No. No, an 18 does hit. That's right. Sorry, I did the math wrong. 18 hits.
Okay.
Roll a d8.
1.
1. Okay.
Yeah, that's a low roll. That's okay. At least I hit it.
I'm gonna say if an 18 doesn't hit, this is gonna be very difficult.
Well, you have he has a weapon.
We're now going
I have a plus
to
9.
Seth. You're down the hallway. You're not going to be able to make it in close enough to.
He has a hunting rifle.
Yeah, you can take a shot.
I'm not pulling that gun out right now.
No.
I don't want to attract anything else that might be coming this way.
Okay, so you
I'm
just
gonna stick to my.
get real close.
I go whoosh, pull out my cleaver and my army knife.
You can throw one of them.
Nah.
Okay, so you're running down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend this turn running down.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the NPCs. The two of them jump into the fray. They don't want to start with zombies in the room. They don't want to start shooting their guns. So they jump into the fray and they start swinging, trying to help out their buddy. And it's just going to turn into a big wrestling match as this thing's swinging out and trying to hit. They're going to do just a little bit of damage though. Oh, that's a little bit of damage.
That's a big punching fight. To each other or to the Zipwit?
To the Zibwit.
All right.
So they just start beating this thing with rifle butts, and they manage to essentially, it looks like it goes limp. It goes unconscious.
The one attacking Joe.
Yeah, the one attacking Joe. Now we're gonna move on to Kurt.
All
Joe
right.
Schmo. Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what he did. So I'm gonna, instead of trying to fire or
Run down
anything,
to
I'm
help.
gonna take my turn. Is it like D&D where if you don't do an action, you can go twice as far?
Along those lines. But yeah, you're going to get within striking range for your next turn.
Yeah.
Zombies are now up. The one grappled with Taylor is not going to do. I built you guys to do so much better than
Not
you do.
against the operators. We're too good for you. I gotta stop saying stuff like this. It's gonna bite me in the butt.
Holy cow! Why can they not hit? All right. Well, both the zombies.
So if you didn't know,
that are
he rolled a
grappled up-
6 and a 6.
and a 6, and might as well just roll another
And
6.
They're basically bear
That's an
hugging.
Yeah,
Our
just grappling.
operators.
Just grappling. And coming,
yeah.
running out of the... as this all happens, even through the scuffling, you guys can hear some more sounds. You can hear what sounds like, essentially, if a human being was trying to imitate a wolf howl.
And this is coming from the other room.
This is coming from the
gymnasium.
big room that you guys cleared, or that you guys were in when you went back at these doors. So the big open room that led to the tunnel.
How did we clear these so badly?
Maybe you cleared them, and then they became uncleared.
Are we just bad operatives?
No, you're not bad operatives.
I'm just giving you a hint.
Maybe these things are a little intelligent. Maybe these things are pack hunters. That's at least what it sounds like when you hear more. The one that's grappled with Taylor lets out this howl, and you hear more of these howl from the room that you had.
So they were hiding.
Yeah. And we're now going to go back up to the top of the order. Captain Carter.
Can I yell something at Captain Travis at this point?
Yeah, sure.
And I say, Travis, they already know we're here. Open fire.
Cool. Okay.
We gotta start killing these things. They know we're here.
That's smart. That was a good call. What are you doing next?
And I yell this so everybody can hear it. And I take another shot at the Zibwit grappling Taylor.
How many arrows do you have left?
I have 8.
Okay.
I pick them up.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just making sure that you're keeping track.
Do the poison take damage on Zipwits? No? Okay. They're only good against humans. Man, I really wish we killed humans.
Go ahead, roll.
Anyways, I take another shot at him.
That's what I say every day.
That was
I
a
wish I
really
could kill some more humans.
It was a really hard little bit of information to give to you. I don't know if I should have told you, but because I haven't been mentioning it as a mechanic, then you can reasonably
I'm
infer.
a medicine man.
Yeah.
I know what does damage.
Their biology is
spent,
pretty
I spent
different.
4 days studying these things.
Okay, yeah. Okay, on that, then yeah, you realize that it's going to
21.
take a little bit more than bleach to hurt this thing. Go ahead. You hit.
5.
All right, cool. So this thing, you manage to shoulder it back against the wall, and you give Taylor this opportunity to push it up, and you pound an arrow through its skull at point blank, and this thing is dead.
And I said, Taylor, get back in the game. We need you.
Yeah, and on that point,
He already fired a shot too. They know we're here.
Yeah, he did. And so
You heard that,
We're
right?
now going to go to Seth. Seth, you are now within striking range. There's the one that's currently on top of the other agent.
But
Which
he's kind of passed out, right?
but-
Like, it looks
Oh
like
yeah,
as
he
though
got
he's-
beaten into submission.
Okay.
but you got to be
So this
careful.
kind of
'cause
takes
he's,
actually
he's
this.
prone, so you get disadvantage with range.
No,
I don't have
he's
range.
beaten
I'm
into
not
submission.
With a
pulling
hunting rifle.
Yeah, I'm not pulling that out yet.
Combat is actually over at this point.
Oh, he's unconscious.
My bad. Yeah, we beat him into submission. So he's unconscious. So now you are standing in a hallway. You're running down to meet up with these guys. They've successfully handled these two Zibwitzes, and you can hear the sounds of baying and running coming from the big hall.
And I yell, Captain Travis, we faced these before. We need to get out in the open now.
And I quickly grab the knife and just go straight into the one that was beating submission's head, just to make sure that thing's not getting
Cool.
back.
It is dead.
And like I yell, Captain Travis, if we don't get outside now, and if we're gonna survive evac, we either need to run or kill them all right now.
On that note, he said he like stops and you're all on. Well, no, you wouldn't be on the same radio. Yeah, actually, you would. You hear a new voice pop in. A chopper. The pilot of the chopper says, "Evac in 30 seconds."
And
You can hear the sounds of a chopper.
I get on the
outside.
radio and it's like, we need you now.
I'm gonna say, hey, they got some good guns on that chopper.
And I yell, we need you now. We're under fire.
I assume
That's
they
it.
would. so
Fire
let's
fire
get out
support.
there.
He says.
Like-
Travis says, "Yeah, they got guns. We need to get out in the open
And
now."
then we go out the
Okay.
doors they came in.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay. Everybody roll stamina roll.
Oh boy. Oh, it's strength. Yes! 16. Good thing it's strength.
13 for me.
22.
22.
Wow. Nice,
His-
Kurt.
His plus 5.
Oh, dang. Okay, so you guys start running, and as you start running, you notice that the one guy who got grappled with is
Joe.
Joe is having a hard time. He's kind of like stumbling. So the others are like staying to hold him forward. You're staying last, you said?
Yeah, I'm saying
running.
last.
I'm running not with him, but like pretty close to back.
Okay. You guys managed to get about 20 yards out when all of a sudden you hear the doors just
I
like...
grab my arrows.
You
by
hear
the way.
things just start thudding into the doors.
Like 20 yards outside. Like we're
20
outside.
yards away from the doors.
Okay.
You're about halfway down this hallway when you start hearing things thudding into the
I'm
doors.
screaming into the radio. If you you need to touch down now, and you better get those guns ready.
You guys are going the opposite way of the football field.
Oh, so we're getting outside, and then
You're going to the bottom of the tee. The doors, after a little bit of pounding, the doors
Wait,
open up.
are there people on the helicopter? In the
Yes.
helicopter, other than the pilot?
Yes.
And I say, if you can get to the north side of the building, is that where we're coming out of?
South side.
If you can get to the south side of the community center, guns bared. Don't shoot human. Shoot the Zibwits. You will know what they look like.
Okay. As you're yelling this as you're running, Kurt's looking back, and these things thud into the doors, and then one of the doors manages to like pop open a little bit, and you just see it get wrenched fully back. 7 zombies, Zibwitzes, pour out into the hallway and are sprinting down it after you.
Okay,
How close are
so.
they?
They're within 20 yards and closing fast.
But I rolled really good. But I'm trying to stay at the back of the pack.
Yeah, you pretty much rolled the best, but you decided to be in the back.
Can
I
I
rolled
can
good,
I
too.
use my strength to like help Joe be faster?
I'm yelling, guys. I'm thinking, guys, grenade. You guys keep going. Actually, no. Everyone grab onto me. And so I'm gonna have all of them.
I'll
Hold
grab
on.
I'm gonna grab onto Joe.
You're gonna grab Joe.
Yeah,
and then
help him,
all
like,
of you
try to
grab
go
me.
faster.
Okay, that's gonna work.
And
All-
if he says I'm gonna grab
All of you
him.
grab me. We're gonna blink. And I yell at the other guys. Guys, I can do this cool thing where we're gonna go into another dimension real quick. Heads up, it might freak you out a little bit.
And I yell at the pilot.
Succeed.
I yell at the pilot. Aim at the doors. Just fire at anything that comes through.
Cool. So you grab them. Everybody disappears. You see these 7 lights running down on you as you're running towards the doors. And as you're running towards these doors, they open. Just one of them, though. We're looking at like 2 sets of double doors, 3 sets
They're
of double
already
doors.
open. They came through them.
No, these are the ones
doors to
leading
the outside.
The way
The
we were
doors to the
going.
outside.
Oh.
3 sets of double doors. The middle ones open up, and standing in the middle of these doors is a man. You can see him very clearly. All of you can see him very
Oh,
clearly. You can't see the Zibwitzes behind you. They're lights, who are now very confused. And they're like running in different. They're like you can kind of see them erratically moving. This man standing in the doorway holds it open for you, and then steps through it, letting the door shut behind him. And he walks up, and as you're running up to him, he holds up a hand, and you feel every muscle in your. Seth feels every muscle in his body freeze up. And he looks at you, and he says, "How did you get here?"
Who are you?
You can't talk.
Oh, I can't.
You're
So I'm just like,
completely frozen.
who are you?
The rest of you are you have the ability to move, but yeah, Seth is completely
Oh,
frozen.
can we move apart from Seth?
No, he'll go back to the.
Yeah, so...
So we can't.
You're frozen with him, and oh my gosh, I knew this scene was gonna happen. I just don't know how to do it. He says he studies you for a second. He stares at you. He doesn't know. It's like he's confused. Like you're in his home, but nobody's supposed to be in his home. And he walks up like he's going to touch you.
I can't do anything. I'm
Is
frozen.
anybody gonna jump
I'm
in?
gonna get my bat and look threatening. I mean, intimidate him.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Oh boy.
Wait. It's still something alright. It's, where's intimidation?
So it's not going to be good enough,
It's
no matter what you put on that. And so you raise your bat, trying to be threatening, and he's going to move his hand from Seth, and you're going to feel yourself be able to move again. And he's going to put it on you, and you're going to feel like a hand grab you, and all of a sudden you're going to be snapped into the real world as you are thrown against the doors. You're thrown with so much force that you actually open them and spill out into the parking lot.
Wait, that's where the helicopter is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to fire because it's human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good.
So you are now laying out in the parking lot. Is there anything you want to do?
I'm gonna get my riot shield up because I'm assuming there's a bunch of Zipwits right there.
There are going to be a bunch of Zipwits right there. And in fact,
And
when
so
they hear
I try to talk to the man, and I'm like we're just trying to get away. Like we're just trying to be safe. Like we didn't mean to trespass or anything. Like we didn't mean to be in your domain. Like we're just trying to get away.
Cool. We're going to come back to his answer in a second. Kurt, you, over the comms, because you've all kind of keyed into the same radio channel now, you hear the pilot yelling, "You are in the kill field! Get out! Run! Danger close!" And he's just yelling at you.
Well, I'm gonna use my stamina roll of really high
To get out of there.
To get
Cool.
back out
So
of
you
there.
start-
Just like rolling.
you start running as these doors just like the rest of the doors just explode open, and you hear the gunfire from this helicopter hanging up in the sky. It's black, it's got guns, it's got missiles, it is the cavalry, and you just hear like the whining sound of this 50 caliber machine gun just tearing the ground up in between you and these Zibwitzes to try and hold them back as you run, and then it just starts spraying them, and they all run in different directions. We're going to cut back to you guys. You say that, and he's going to look at you. He's going to have you. Oh, by the way, you had this opportunity to move. Were you going to do anything?
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. Who are you? I'm just learning about this place right now.
And he, in general,
Please don't freeze me again. I'm not here to hurt you.
he's going to look at the group of you in general, and he's going to say, "Oh shoot, what is he going to say?" He's going to have this very confused look on his face, and once again, he's going to ask the question, "How did you get here?"
And so like I kind of like raise my hand sheepishly, and I'm like, well, we don't really know, but like he can bring us here. And can I just ask you a question? Like where?
Oh.
Can you like tell us where we are? Even like we just
He's
he
going
kind
to
of just found it
hold
out.
up. He's going to hold up his hands, and he's going to separate everybody
Oh, okay.
from Seth, and you're all going to meet the same fate that
Good luck.
Kurt did. You're out through the doors. He's just removing. Actually, no, that would throw you in the field of the
Well, they're already past
50
this
cal.
point. They're already past this point. We're still in the.
No, this is happening at the same time as Kurt.
Okay, we're just in the hallway then. Past.
Because I'm not a jerk, I'm going to throw you back into the hallway.
Okay.
Instead of
so
throwing
the
you out
Ziblets
the
are
doors.
past and dead at this point.
They're out trying to get Kurt. It is now just you and this being. Everything about him is stark white. But it's weird. It's like he is a human being. You can tell he's a human being, but it's like somebody just bleached and painted every inch of of him. And he's going to look at you and he's going to say, "What are you?"
What am I? Are you God? What is this? I'm freaking out. I'm not very smart.
He's going to say, and then he's going to snap his fingers, and you're going to pop back into reality. You have no control over the event. You can't do anything about it. You're back in reality in the middle of this hallway.
Okay.
So we're all kind of dazed, I'm assuming.
I'll be like, guys, I'll be back. I'm blinking again.
You can't.
I can't. Okay.
You're stuck. Thank you for listening. That has been another episode of Give and Take.